It's that October feeling with that August weather. The CCL State Championship here live from Lincoln, California in McBean Park. I'm Tommy Wirtz. To my right and farther right, joining me today, Jared Thompson and Alex Naveja here for the 2 versus 3 seed matchup between the Arroyo Seco Saints and the Lincoln Potters. A much anticipated and huge matchup here in Lincoln, California. Jarrett, how do you see it playing out right now? Tommy Steyer on the mound for the Saints, facing off against an opponent no one on this team has seen.
Yeah, and especially when you come in to playoffs, you obviously want to get to a good start. That's what the Saints are trying to do. They pitch their best pitcher. But especially when a team that kind of struggled towards the end of the season, like the Saints did, they want to show they're the 2 seed for a reason. And Tommy Steyer's the guy to do that. He's about to make his first pitch.
And the first pitch underway from Steyer will be fouled back by Trevor Haskins, the shortstop today for the Potters. Going down the line real quick in the order. Batting leadoff here, you just met him right now, Trevor Haskins, the shortstop. Batting second, the designated hitter, Daniel Susak. In the 3 spot will be number 14, Garrett Forrester. Batting fourth, it's going to be the catcher, Chase Stanky. Batting fifth, the right fielder today, Jason Brando. Batting sixth, third baseman, number 9, Trey Furry. Batting seventh, center fielder, number 6, Mason Holt. In the 8th spot, it's the left fielder, number 34, Quentin Hall. And rounding it up, the 9 spot, the second baseman, number 10, Drew Stahl. As Steyer's 0-2 pitch is just off the outside corner, and it's the first ball to Haskins.
Yeah, the playoffs got started earlier, Tommy, with the San Luis Obispo Blues, another South Division team, the 4 seed winning against the 5 seed, the Oaks, and then following that with a win over the 1 seed in the Packers.
And what an offensive day it has been for the San Luis Obispo Blues, just scoring in double digits in both games. First against the Conejo Oaks in the morning, and having a doubleheader to play against the 1 seed, the Prune Packers, and it has been a chore to put them away.
As Haskins going to foul one over there to Josh Cowden, and he'll have enough room to make the play, and it'll be the first out of the CCL State Championship Game 2.
And you can even see that ball start to carry just a little bit, and that's what we saw watching these games in the morning, is the balls carrying in this field. It already helps that the right field foul pole and the left field foul pole are set at 314 feet, much shorter than, say, the Saints are used to at Jackie Robinson. But we saw a lot of home runs in these first 2 games between the Oaks, the Blues, and the Packers, and Steyer's going to have to try to limit that.
A total of 10 home runs today hit in the first 2 games alone at McBean Stadium. And now stepping in, the designated hitter today, Daniel Susak, after Tommy Steyer retiring Trevor Haskins with a foul ball to right field caught by Josh Cowden.
Not to mention the dimensions, and this ballpark is just like no other. Both right down the left field line, you have 314, and right down the right field line as well, 314. Right dead center at the batter's eye, 380. And you know all of these guys, they want to go yard in this ballpark, which explains the total amount of home runs already in just day 1 here in the state championship.
And touching on the field, another thing is it's turf. It's not dirt. So these ground balls, we saw right when we came to the ballpark, ground balls starting to skid off that grass really fast, come in hard on the infielders as we saw in the morning game. Some of them had trouble with it. And then this goes where Lincoln playing in a home. They're a little more used to this than, say, the Saints are with actual dirt.
As Tommy Steyer finds the strike zone finally to Susak after starting 3-0, delivers a pitch in there, making it the hitter's count 3-1.
And you touched on it earlier as well. These teams from 2 different divisions, they have not played each other or play each other as other opponents in their division. So they're not really familiar with each other, and it should be interesting.
As Steyer working back now, breaking ball finds the zone, and he now has the count full to the Arizona Wildcats, Susak. And now the full count pitch from Steyer. Runs inside, and it'll be a free pass issued by Steyer.
That's a pitch that you shouldn't really be all that disappointed. Tommy Steyer, he's going to be trying to establish the strike zone in different parts of the strike zone. Was trying to get that inner half of the plate there. Unfortunately, couldn't get the call in his favor. Usually, well, it has been attacking on the outside part of the plate in the beginning of the ball game, but needs to find a way to establish that inner half. You could definitely live there.
Yeah, and Steyer coming in with an ERA just above 3 at 3.02. Only 12 walks all season compared to his 43 strikeouts. So he doesn't walk a lot. See if he can get a ground ball here, possibly get out of the inning.
Just the 13th walk issued this year for Steyer, like you said. It'll bring in Garrett Forrester, the freshman out of Oregon State now. And Steyer working at a different pace. Starts him off with strike one and then answers back with a ball low and away. And the count will be evened up now 1-1.
Wasn't too long ago that Oregon State won a College World Series, so it's nice to see some Beavers in the CCL and maybe being on the incline for these next coming of seasons.
Steyer then gets ahead of him now, 1-2.
Yeah, and being around all these teams, you start to see really the wide variety of talent that comes from all over the country to come play in this California Collegiate League. And Oregon State, obviously one of the more local ones, but seen a lot of Texas as well.
And Steyer is going to get his first strikeout of the night, and it's going to come to victim of Garrett Forrester, and now 2 down.
We saw it when they announced Tommy Steyer's name. When he was walking down the third base line, us three knew this guy is locked in. This guy is an animal. He is ready to go. He had a swagger when he was walking when his name was announced to start the game.
Tommy Steyer has been that ace all season long and is looking to capitalize on the biggest game of the season so far for the Saints. And now in to face the catcher tonight, Chase Stanky, and starting him off with strike one, quickly ahead of the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, Steyer looked laser focused coming in and blew that fastball right by Forrester.
As that one's going to be ripped, but not hard enough, and it'll be a line out to Jackson Cobb to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the Saints get through with just a walk in the top of the first. No damage done. We'll head to the bottom of the first where the Saints will get their first at-bats. It'll be Bradshaw, McMurray, and Cowley when we come back. No score as we head into the bottom of the first inning. The Saints will get their first at-bats today against the freshman left-hander from Sierra College, Brandon Gomez, making his start for the Lincoln Potters today. He will be the starter, the southpaw, taking on the very lefty-dominant Arroyo Seco Saints lineup. And here to lead things off is Connor Bradshaw, and he takes the first pitch up and in. and it will be ball one. Just to go down the lineup real quick, we have batting leadoff like we just saw here, playing center field, Connor Bradshaw. In the 2 spot, the first baseman, Jake McMurray. In the 3 hole, the third baseman, Drew Cowley today. Batting cleanup, catcher, Peyton Lewis. In the 5 spot, right fielder, Josh Cowden. Batting 6, left field, Jag Burden. In 7 spot today, the designated hitter, Jake Cruz. Batting 8th, the shortstop, Brandon Boning. And rounding things out in the 9 spot will be the second baseman today, Jackson Cobb, as the 1-1 pitch to Bradshaw is going to be fouled off for the second strike of the at-bat, and the count is now 1-2.
And as for Gomez, he made 12 appearances during the season, comes in with an ERA just above 5.12. And the southpaw against a very lefty-dominant lineup, as was the Saints have had pretty much all season. Only a few righties as Bradshaw goes down.
And Bradshaw will be retired with the bat on the shoulder. It's a strikeout looking for the first batter for Gomez.
That's a tough look there for Connor Bradshaw. This is a guy, yes, he does strike out a lot, but remember, this is one of the offensive juggernauts here for the Arroyo Seco Saints. This is a guy that in previous games, in the middle of the season, he just went on an offensive tear, just leading the team in so many offensive categories. Must have caught cold feet here in this ballgame. Not something we're very accustomed to seeing to start up a game.
It was Bradshaw, the leadoff man today, after Tommy Castillo will not start Game 2 of the CCL State Championship. Now the Oral Roberts product, Jake McMurray, to step in. One of the very few righties in the lineup today, as he swung at the first pitch for strike 1. The fast pace from Gomez is a ball low in the zone, and they're going to check down to first and say he went, and McMurray now quickly down 0-2 to Gomez.
Yeah, McMurray, one of those guys, came a little late and a little bit of a slow start. Really didn't get a lot of playing time in the first early weeks of the season, but started to gain that position and eventually took over the starter role, been the everyday first baseman, and has really given quality at bats and quality play, especially defensively. We've seen him make some amazing plays on defense. And even with the stick, though, in this 2-hole, we've seen him bat 5th as well. He's been very productive for the Saints.
I have to say, this is a guy that really has reversed what he has done. Started the year on a slump, then created a name with the Arroyo Seco Saints, and it was simply as Coach Milam telling him, hey, slow down, slow the game down, and I know you're a much better baseball player than what your numbers present to you.
He grounded over to the pitcher, and he was taken off the base. The throw from Gomez not on the money, and McMurray will reach on the E1.
Yeah, would have been a close play anyways, that first. McMurray knowing his speed, and how many times do we see that throw from a pitcher to first get airmailed? It's not an easy throw for pitchers to make. We see it all the time, and that one got away from Gomez a little bit. McMurray hustling down the line. He's able to reach via the air.
And now, one of the main reasons why the Saints are in the position they are today, the 3-hitter and the Cal Poly Pomona Bronco, number 21, third base today, Drew Cowley, to take his hacks now with 1 down and 1 on. And it'll be Gomez starting him off with a breaking ball and be ahead of Cowley now 0-1.
Yeah, Cowley really the leader of this team. Mr. Saint comes in after hitting .369 with 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. He's been really productive, has been locked into that 3-hole and at third base every day.
Gomez keeping an eye on McMurray as Cowley's going to swing at the second pitch and follow that one off. And now he's behind 0-2 to Gomez.
Yeah, Cowley came in 4th in the league in hitting. And his teammate Bradshaw, who we saw strike out to lead off this game, was 2nd in the league in batting average.
A team that really came along as the season went on at the plate. Now having to prove it against a North Division team. The 0-2 pitch to Cowley is going to be outside, and it'll be the first ball delivered to Cowley.
Gomez is jumping ahead to these Arroyo Seco Saints. He has 2 strikes on all 3 guys that he's faced off against. That's already the stepping stones to a very good start for Brandon Gomez.
The 1-2 pitch, McMurray's on the run. It was a hit and run and fouled off by Cowley. And McMurray will have to go back to first. The count will remain 1-2.
Yeah, we'll see the Saints do that a lot of hit and runs. And they're very aggressive, as we saw obviously just seeing teams in the South Division. A lot of teams very aggressive in the CCL. We'll see if the North teams, such as Lincoln, do the same against the Saints, and McMurray took off there. See what happens the rest of that bat.
It's a 1-2 count to Cowley, and it's going to be a shot into the outfield, but it will be a lazy fly ball to the left fielder. It'll be Quentin Hall bringing that one in, and it's the second out of the first inning.
Yeah, Hall battling the sun a little bit out there in left. The sun's starting to set. Makes it a little difficult for these outfielders, especially out in left. And that ball hit pretty high by Cowley. He had to battle a little bit. Good job by Hall to get over there and make the catch.
Still quite a few players on the left side of the field that are going to be battling that sun. All of left, third, and a short. It's going to be a battle.
A lot of weird shadows out there with the awning and covering here at McBean Stadium. Now stepping in to take his chance at Gomez. It's going to be Peyton Lewis, the Texas State Bobcat, playing catcher today and in the cleanup spot. And after taking the first pitch inside and that one up and away, he's ahead 2-0 now on Gomez.
Yeah, Lewis gets the start at catcher tonight. We know the Saints like to rotate their catchers. Bo Willis the night off, the right-handed bat. We could see potentially tomorrow, but Peyton Lewis in the cleanup spot, as he's been most of the season. 22 RBIs, third on the team.
And another pitch misses now for Gomez, and it's quickly 3-0 to Peyton Lewis.
I think if you're Lewis, you've got to take that one all the way. Put the pressure on Gomez to throw a strike as they're going into dangerous territory in this part of the lineup.
And he will take all the way, and it's just outside, and it'll be a 4-pitch walk for Gomez. Now a runner in scoring position and on first for the milkman, Josh Cowden.
Yeah, walks tend to hurt you, especially when you put a runner in scoring position. A 2-out walk could bite Gomez here with Cowden coming up. Cowden seems to hit the ball hard every time he's at the plate, and he'll look to drive in the game's first run of the game.
BYU Cougar now up here against Brandon Gomez. 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. And Gomez from the stretch, the first pitch to Cowden is going to be swung at, and it's strike 1 to Cowden.
And I don't mind that from Cowden. Obviously, some could say after he walks a guy on 4 straight pitches, why are you going swinging at the first pitch? But a lot of times pitchers, when they miss that one, just want to float a strike over. And unfortunately, that for Cowden, he didn't get that. But I don't mind Cowden trying to swing away there and maybe catch Gomez slipping.
Trying to send a message right away. Cowden's going to put a shot into that one, but it's going to be in left field, and the inning will be over. Quentin Hall getting the last 2 men out himself. No runs, no hits, no errors again here in the bottom of the first. A runner does reach base via the E1 in the bottom of the first. But after 1 in Lincoln, California, we are all knotted up here still 0-0. When we come back, we'll get to the top of the second, where we'll have Brando, Furry, and Holt up for the Potters. Back in Lincoln, California, we head to the top of the second inning where we have a scoreless tie after one at McBean Stadium. And it's the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Lincoln Potters. And to lead things off, it's the right fielder, number 20, Jason Brando, to try to get the first hit today off of Tommy Steyer.
Yeah, Brando, a man to do it. Comes in at 352, 3 home runs, and a team-leading 35 RBIs. An RBI machine for the Potters.
And Brando, a big hack there on the first pitch of the second inning, and not able to catch up to it. Steyer's going to get ahead of him now, 0-1. Steyer just a walk last inning, no one reaching via the hit, and the one strikeout on Forrester as well for the second out of the inning. And now, after the foul ball there from Brando, he's ahead of him 0-2.
Yeah, and if you're Lincoln, that's one thing you do not want to do against Tommy Steyer. That's fall behind. Steyer is prone to the strikeout, and let's see if he can get his second here in Brando.
The 0-2 pitch from Brando. It's going to be fouled off again, and the count remains 0-2. And you mentioned getting behind on Tommy Steyer. 7 innings, 12 strikeouts in his last performance against the Academy Barons. Definitely finding his groove here at the end of the season. A no-brainer decision to get him to start this game 1. And now to take the 0-2, and it's going to freeze him on the breaking ball. Jason Brando is down, and it's the first out of the inning via the backwards K.
Yeah, and you mentioned those 12 strikeouts his last outing. A lot of it was on that breaking ball that was just phenomenal. Had so much spin on it, and that's what we see right there to get Brando.
And it ultimately really comes down to establishing that inner half of the zone. You establish that, you can throw some breaking balls in there. That's a tough part of the zone for hitters to be able to really be able to touch your breaking stuff.
And after Brando is retired on the strikeout, we'll head to the 6th spot. The third baseman today, number 9, Trey Furry. The Oklahoma Baptist University redshirt sophomore will step in against Steyer, and quickly getting ahead of him on the 2 pitches, just missing. He's ahead 2-0 now on Steyer. Steyer's working quick out there on the mound today, attacking, and that one finds the zone on Furry, and he's battling back now 2-1.
And guys, we were all talking about it before the game, how important this game is. A win guarantees a game on Friday. That one's in there for a strike. Guarantees you 2 chances, really, to get a shot at the championship. They obviously would move on. The winner would play the Blues in the semifinals, but if you lose that, you still have another semifinal game, another chance to get in the championship. So a win here from either side is going to be really huge.
And you also have that double elimination life as well. So if you lose this game, you drop down to the loser's bracket, as Conejo Oaks have dropped down to that bracket along with the 1 seed, the Prune Packers. Very, very shocking. A lot of people were when they found out about it.
Full count pitch is going to be a fly ball over to center field, but the right fielder Josh Cowden will call off Connor Bradshaw, and now quickly 2 down in the top of the second for the Potters.
Yeah, and like you said, Alex, now the Packers will play the Oaks tomorrow morning, and with the loser of that game going home, the winner obviously playing the loser of this game right after.
And 2 down now here in the top of the second inning. And now stepping in for the Potters, it's the center fielder, number 6, Mason Holt, to take his hacks here against, and it's going to be a bunt chance. But it's going to get out of play, and it'll be 0-1 now to Holt.
Yeah, the bunt going out of play, and Steyer ahead of Mason Holt 0-1.
Something worth mentioning, Drew Cowley playing behind the bag. So I have to applaud Mason Holt for trying to come up with a base hit some way, somehow. Tommy Steyer, he is fully locked into this ball game, and to try to get it hit somehow, it's going to be tough.
And it's going to be a lazy fly ball over towards first base, and Jake McMurray will get under it. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Steyer and the Saints. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll head to the bottom of the second now. Saints will send up their 6, 7, 8 hitters, Jag Burton, Jake Cruz, and Brandon Boning. And you're listening to the CCL State Championship game on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. 1.5 innings done here in Lincoln, California, and Jag Burton, the leadoff man's going to get things started with an interesting ball in left field, and it's in and out of the glove of the left fielder.
They're going to
call that a fair ball. Their fans are rooting for a foul ball over here, but it looks like Quentin Hall was in fair territory when he made an effort at that ball, and it's going to be a leadoff double to start here on the tough play for Quentin Hall for Jag Burton.
Yeah, Hall went racing down the left field line and dove for it. It hit off his glove, and I think most people in this ballpark thought it was foul. Burton kept running, and now the head coach of the Lincoln Potters is going to talk to the umpire. And nonetheless, Saints come out with a leadoff double from Burton.
And good for Jag Burton, still running it out. You know what, great effort as well for the left fielder. That was very nice play there by Quentin Hall. Just managed to roll out of his glove. And it looks like the umpires are going to have a word about it.
Not sure what there is to discuss. If call's been made, not much you can do about it, right? I mean, there's no instant replay in summer ball here, and our production value doesn't get it down the left field line, so not sure who they're going to rely on to get anything switched over here.
We've seen this previously this season because we know if they switch this, Aaron Milam's not going to be happy.
He's
head coach of the Saints. We've seen him get ejected earlier because the umpires, after the opposing coach came out and talked to him, decided to review it, and they overturned it.
I can't imagine anything would change after that. I see they're still discussing over there and wondering what's going on. And now they will make the decision, it looks like. And everyone's going to go back to their respective positions. Fair ball and a leadoff double for Jag Burton.
Yeah, first hit of the game for either side comes from a double from Jag Burton, and the Saints are in business here.
And like you said, Jarrett, first hit of the game via Jag Burton, the Cal Berkeley freshman this last year. And that'll bring in the San Diego State Aztec, late newcomer to the Saints. It's Jake Cruz, number 24, designated hitter today. And now Brandon Gomez will have runners on early. In scoring position, Jag Burton after the leadoff double. And the first pitch to Cruz, it's a breaking ball, nasty break on it from Gomez. Finds its way on the inside corner for strike one.
We were talking about this before jumping into the inning. We're all saying Jay Cruz is due for a big base hit, and a ballpark like this is more around his avenue here and could definitely do some damage on the scoreboard if he manages to find a pitch that he could drive.
Yeah, free swinger, big swinger. Like you said, if he hits it, it can go a long way.
Cruz swinging big, now down 0-2 to Gomez. But looking to make his mark for the Saints in the CCL State Championship. He's going to be smart with it there. Lays off the high fastball. And battling back now, 1-2 to Gomez.
And this is where something, if you're Cruz behind in the count, 1-2, nobody out, runner on second. If anything, get that runner over. You don't want to strike out here. If anything, behind in the count, hit a grounder to second, hit it to the right side of the field, and get Burton over to third with still less than 2 outs.
1-2 now to Cruz. Gomez delivers. It's the high cheddar again. This time, Cruz is chasing it, and it'll be a strikeout and the first out of the bottom of the second.
Very tough strikeout there for Jay Cruz. Just trying to find a way to be able to get him some at-bats, try to get him going offensively. That's strikeout number 8 on the year for the late acquired Jay Cruz, and I think he's going to have to make some adjustments at the plate. You can't be swinging at high fastballs like that. You're not going to be able to keep up with them.
And now stepping in, shortstop out of Cal State Northridge. Number 10, the one that makes it look easy at the 6th spot, Brandon Boning. And first pitch from Gomez to Boning is going to be up and away. And Boning will be ahead of Gomez 1-0 to start things off.
Yeah, Boning, another one of those guys that really got hot towards the late end of the season, really bumping that average up, using the entire field going the other way a lot. A lot of doubles starting to rack up for Boning. Obviously, we know what he can do with the glove, starting to swing it a little bit with the bat.
And Boning's going to watch the second pitch of the AB, and the count will be evened up now 1-1. And, you know, we talk about how dominant Drew Cowley, Connor Bradshaw, and Jake McMurray, Jackson Cobb even have been at the plate, but really the dominance from Boning over the last few months, leading the team in doubles, Drew Cowley. Second on that list, Brandon Boning. As he gets the bunt sign there, and now behind on Gomez 1-2.
Yeah, and exactly what you said, and a lot of that's come most recently. He had his average under the Mendoza line at a part of the season, and really's gotten it up lately with a lot of them coming via the double.
Let me tell you a fun little fact, boys. Going from July 29th to July 31st, he has been averaging 2 base hits in each of those games. 2 for 4, 2 for 5, and 2 for 4. Opponents, the Barons, the Riptide, and the Foresters.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot, if not the hottest bat of the Saints coming into the playoffs.
Boning been a valuable part in the lower part of the order, consistently hitting in that 8 spot, but hitting like he's a 3-hitter as of late. The 1-2 pitch from Gomez blows it right by Boning, and it's back-to-back strikeouts after giving up the leadoff double for Brandon Gomez.
Yeah, another fastball just like against Cruz, blown right by Boning, and Saints trying not to squander the leadoff double, but this is the man to do it. Jackson Cobb hitting above 400 with 2 outs, and it's been very pivotal for the Saints with 2-out RBI opportunities. Let's see if he can come through again and get the first run of the game.
Jackson Cobb, 2 down in the bottom of the second, still tied at 0. Brandon Gomez getting into a little bit of trouble with a leadoff double, but then battling back quickly to get the back-to-back strikeouts on Cruz and Boning. And his first pitch to Cobb will miss the zone, and it'll be 1-0 to Cobb.
And one thing I've noticed with Cobb is he's starting to go the other way, kind of like Boning, going the other way. And with the shortstop Haskins playing right behind Burton, there's a big hole in between the third baseman and shortstop. Let's see if Cobb tries to go that way and split him.
The 1-0 to Cobb. He's going to be a little late on it. It'll foul off the backstop, and the count will be evened up now 1-1.
To extend a little bit more from what Jared was talking about, I know Tommy and I can recall this one on Sunday. I'm sorry to bring back tough times on that loss for the Saints, but we saw that Jackson Cobb has that opposite field hitting capabilities. He got a base hit the other way on Sunday, so he definitely is a very good directional hitter there at the plate.
And make no mistake, just because he's batting last in the order, he is far from one of the worst hitters on the team. North of 300 average, and now ahead 2-1 to Brandon Gomez with a runner in scoring position, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Gomez, it's going to be flown past Cobb, and Gomez bringing the heat after giving up the leadoff double, evening the count, and 2s across the board. 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Gomez, really that fastball's buzzing right now. Got Cruz and Boning to swing late on him. He just got Cobb swinging late. Let's see if he goes back to it or tries to throw a little something off speed.
The 2-2 from Gomez. It's going to be caught up to that time, but not in fair play. Cobb fouling it off. The count will remain 2-2.
Really liking what Jackson Cobb is doing right now. Yes, he's late on the fastball right now, but what he's trying to do is he really is trying to hit something on the left side of the field because he can see that the shortstop is trying to cover the bag there. Just great awareness. Trevor Haskins just trying to come up with those back picks over at second, and he's just giving up some real estate, and Cobb, quite frankly, is just trying to look for the empty space.
And that one's going to be blooped over into left. It's going to get down. Jackson Cobb's got a single. They're going to send home Burden. There's not going to be – it got past him over in left, and Jackson Cobb is hustling around second, and he's going to be in there for a triple. And Jag Burden scores easy. There's a pole in the way right here. I couldn't see it. I see the ball rolling, and Quentin Hall making his way to left field, and what looked to be an RBI single will find its way down, and Jackson Cobb ends up at third base with an RBI.
Jackson Cobb doing exactly what I said, going the other way. and that ball bounced, and Quentin Hall battling the sun comes in, and I don't know if it bounced over his head or just got by him, allows Cobb to come all the way around. Saints up 1-0.
And back to the top of the order now. Saints have batted through just under 2 innings, and Connor Bradshaw stepping in for his second at-bat, a strikeout victim his last time up, now behind 0-1 to Gomez. And a pitch virtually in the same spot. Bradshaw not liking it, but umpire will call it strike 2.
Yeah, and you can see Quentin Hall even out there in left battling the sun right now before the pitch is even thrown. Wonder if that had any impact on the ball that got by him from Cobb.
Gomez from the stretch, the 0-2 to Bradshaw. Bradshaw gets a piece of it, just late on it. It gets down the third base line, but it's foul.
Jackson Cobb doing it again, another 2-out RBI. Scoring birdie, he's really been that guy, and like you said, him batting ninth just shows the depth and the power of the Saints lineup.
The 0-2 pitch now from Gomez. 1 run already given up in the inning, and it's the third pitch on the corner, and Connor Bradshaw will be rung up looking for the second time today. But the Saints do strike first after Jag Burden reaching via the leadoff double, then some help from the sun in left field. Jackson Cobb getting the first RBI of the CCL State Championship game. We head to the top of the third inning. Saints will be ahead 1-0. The Saints strike first in the CCL State Championship game, a 1-0 lead after 2 innings here at McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California. Tommy Steyer has gone 2, and he's out for his 3rd inning of work, and it'll be the 8-hitter left field today, Quentin Hall, to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd inning, and Steyer already set, ready to go on the mound.
I'm just going to say, having just a 1-run lead, I think that's still going to be enough for Tommy Steyer to continue moving forward. That's going to just skyrocket his confidence. I mean, going back to that last out that was made, that pop-up that was fielded by Jackson Cobb over there at second, he didn't even take a look back. He was already walking towards the dugout. I know I already have the out. I'm already focused, locked in for the next inning.
And it's the second pitch of the inning. It's a ground ball over to the shortstop, Boning, and an easy throw over to McMurray, and Quentin Hall will be retired via the 6-3 for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and a guy like Steyer, who's obviously confident every time he takes the mound, but then for your team to strike first, get him the early run like the Saints and Jackson Cobb did, just adds that confidence for Steyer taking the mound.
And a good start to the top of the 3rd. Steyer working quickly and getting the 9-hitter, second baseman today, Drew Stahl, to check his swing, but went around on the first pitch, and he'll quickly be ahead 0-1 to the Minnesota Gopher.
Yeah,
now Steyer working that 3-quarter angle he likes to work in and throwing off Stahl, and now ahead 0-2.
Stahl comes in at 233 with a homer and 12 RBIs this season.
This 0-2 well outside. Steyer has plenty to work with still. Count is now 1-2 to Stahl. Steyer continuing to work at his pace. The 1-2 pitch runs inside, and the count will remain 1-2 to Stahl.
Yeah, let's see if Steyer goes to a breaking ball here. The breaking ball is what got Brando looking to open up the second, see if he gets another one.
That 1-2 pitch gets away from Lewis. Count will be evened up now 2-2.
Also a shout out to happy birthday to Saints head coach Aaron Milam. His birthday today. Nothing would be better for the Saints to give him a birthday gift than getting a win today.
And the 2-2 from Steyer just gonna miss. And he's asking where it was. He's saying it was low in the zone. And now, after being ahead 0-2, finds himself in a full count to Stahl.
Good at bat here for Drew Stahl. Working it back, was down 0-2, and now he's trying to win this battle.
The 3-2 pitch is going to be a lazy fly ball into right, and Cowden's all underneath it, and now 2 down here in the top of the third for the Saints. Able to get through the first part of the order with very productive work on the bump is Steyer. Now back to the top of the order. And it's the leadoff man playing shortstop today, Trevor Haskins. A flyout victim his last time up here up in the third with 2 down. He shows bunt and pulls away at a pitch that just misses. 1-0.
Yeah. First time through the order for Steyer, and just the one walk to Daniel Susak, who's on deck with the Lincoln Potters, looking for their first hit of the game still.
The 1-0 pitch to the leadoff man, Haskins. And Steyer not going to try to fall behind again. It's now 1-1 after the hack from Haskins.
And that's a tough task, to fall behind against Tommy Steyer. That's really the ultimate goal here for the Potters. If they want a shot against Tommy Steyer, don't fall behind, and most importantly, do not make any mistakes. I'm talking about mental mistakes. Don't commit any errors on the field. Do not allow these Saints players to get extra bases any way that they can if you're the Potters. And if you want a shot to be able to beat the Saints, you have to play the best put together baseball and can't allow any opportunities for the Saints.
And after the foul ball, it's now 1-2 to Haskins. Steyer with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Some people say pressure bursts pipes. In Tommy Steyer's world, it makes diamonds. He's rolling through the first part of the order. And through 3, it's 0-1 in favor of the Saints still. When we come back, it's going to be the 2-3-4 hitters, Jake McMurray, Drew Cowley, and Peyton Lewis, to start off the bottom of the third. You're tuning in to the CCL State Championship game from Lincoln, California, live on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. And after another great inning from Tommy Steyer in the top of the third, the Saints still lead the Lincoln Potters here, acting as the home team against the host city, the Lincoln Potters, and lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. And Oral Roberts first base prospect they sent over to us, Jake McMurray, to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. Brandon Gomez still on the mound for the Potters, and the first pitch to McMurray is up in the zone, and it's now 1-0 to McMurray.
Yeah, a couple extra base hits last inning for the Saints, a double from Burden, a triple from Cobb. Got them on the board. See if the 2-3-4 hitters can do the same here in this inning.
That one finds the zone, and the count's now evened up to McMurray, 1-1. McMurray really adjusting to the everyday first base role, as that one's going to get over the head of Gomez. It's going to be a tough play for the shortstop. McMurray hustling, but he will be retired. It's Trevor Haskins, the shortstop, firing it over to Garrett Forrester for the 6-3 and the first out of the bottom of the third.
Trevor Haskins making that look so routine over there at short. First of all, he had to go ahead and track that one down. It looked like it was going to go to center for a base hit. Had to go on his forehand side, read the one hop, then throwing while he's on the run. It wasn't exactly a sidearm delivery. He had a different delivery to try to get rid of it as quick as possible to retire McMurray.
Well, with one down in the bottom of the third, it's going to be Drew Cowley up for his second at-bat. Sitting 0 for 1, fly out his last time up, but gets ahead now on Gomez, 1-0 in his first pitch he saw from him, and that one low and away. Now 2-0 to Cowley.
Yeah, Quentin Hall probably much happier now out and left with the sun starting to go away. Doesn't have to block it with his glove anymore. Obviously, we saw that impact him the first couple innings with the sun just about almost set, where we'll be completely under the lights here.
Just a little concerned over there in center. There's still some sunlight peeking out in center for Connor Bradshaw and Mason Holt that are both playing center today. Got to be careful with that sun that's still poking through. So if there's any fly balls or if there's any balls driven to dead center, still got to be careful.
It's the sun that can sneak up on you, that can cause you the most harm. When you know you have it, you can plan for it. But when you're running in shade and you work your way over to the sun, that's when problems can happen. After the foul ball and the take there, Drew Cowley, after being ahead 2-0, now the count evened up for Gomez, 2-2. And Gomez really starting to settle in and work it out, taking deep breaths, delivering the 2-2 to Cowley, and a pitch that's just off the outside corner, and we have a full count to Drew Cowley.
Good take there by Cowley, just missing the outside part of the plate, but just far enough for Cowley to take for ball 3.
Full count to Drew Cowley, the pitch from Brandon Gomez. It's in the zone, but it's going to be to center field. And all underneath it is Holt, and there is now 2 down in the bottom of the third inning.
Pretty routine fly out there for Drew Cowley, just still trying to find his feet here in the postseason, getting under the baseball with some routine flyouts.
And now 2 down in the inning. And that's going to bring up the catcher today, Peyton Lewis, finding himself back in the cleanup role. And now working here, aggressive on the first pitch from Gomez, and he'll be behind on him now, 0-1.
Yeah, good job by Gomez versus this difficult part of the order, the 2, 3, and 4 guys for the Saints, and he gets a ground out from McMurray, and then a fly out from Cowley. Ahead 0-1 on Lewis.
And that one runs inside on Lewis. And just missing his arm. Count is now evened up 1-1. Lewis walked his last time up, looking for his first official AB. As that one is shot into the gap, but it's quickly dying. And that one's going to get underneath it. It's the right fielder, Jason Brando. And Saints will go down 1-2-3 in the inning. And no runs, no hits, no errors. But the Saints still lead 1-0 heading into the top of the fourth from Lincoln, California. It's the CCL State Championship game. We're through 3 innings here at McBean Stadium, and the Saints currently hold on to a 1-0 lead. This was Tommy Wirtz on the play-by-play for the first 3 innings here. Now, going to pass it down to my colleague to my right, and Jared Thompson. Why don't you take it away here for the next 3 innings?
Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. Tommy Steyer back on the mound. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for the right-hander out of Creighton, and he throws ball 1 to the DH, Daniel Susak. Susak, the only man to reach base safely for the Potters, and that was via a walk back in inning number 1.
It's been a very good start out here for Tommy Steyer, and proving his point on why he's the ace.
That one's crushed to left. Burden's going to watch it fly. That ball's a gunner, and this game is tied at 1.
We've seen it all day. We mentioned it in the pregame. 10 home runs were hit in the first 2 games. Not sure if it's the elevation here, but 1-1 game after 1 swing from Susak.
Well, Tommy, do you want to take play-by-play back? Because that was a very quick turn of events right when I took over. Huh?
It's not looking good for you right now, Jared.
No.
You're going to have to bring this one back here.
Wow. So 1-1 the score, as Garrett Forrester will now come to the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up. For Tommy Steyer, trying to regroup himself. His only mistake so far, Potters get their first hit and first run via the swing from Susak.
And Steyer learning very quickly that you can't make mistakes against the Potters as well. They will make you pay, and that was a pitch that he left too high in the zone for Susak to be able to drive, and that was a no doubt about it.
And Daniel Susak this year came on late from Arizona. Just 5 games played prior to the CCL state championship. 8 hits, 2 of them home runs, his 3rd now of the season.
Yeah, that's why he's the DH. They wanted his bat in the lineup and in the 2-hole, as Steyer's behind 2-1 now to the Potters first baseman Forrester. That one's hit out towards right center and carrying. Bradshaw going back to the wall, and it's going to hop over the wall. And it should be a ground rule double. Bradshaw didn't put his hands up, but it looked like it bounced over, and back-to-back hits for the for the Potters. Have them in business here. Runner on second, still nobody out.
Very tough start to the inning here for Tommy Steyer. It looks like the Potters just needed one time through the order to be able to see Tommy Steyer's stuff. And you know what? It's a very rough rebound here for Tommy Steyer, trying to turn the page here after allowing that long ball, and it's not looking good already here.
Second time through the order, and a leadoff home run here in the 4th, followed by ground rule double. Still nobody out. Here's Chase Stank. First pitch misses outside, 1-0.
And right now for Steyer, it's all about relaxing this crowd, relaxing the energy. The reason why he's out there is because they know he can handle these situations. We are the home team, but we are playing at the Lincoln Stadium. A lot of fans out here in attendance, and it gets loud out here when things start to go their way.
That one's popped up and foul out of play. Counts even at 1-1. And yeah, if you ask a guy like Tommy Steyer, he'll love these moments. He wants to be out here in these moments against these away loud fans. He wants to be on the mound feeling that type of energy. He seems like that type of guy that feeds off that energy to excel his play.
He will definitely excel in moments like this. These are his favorite type of moments, but he's definitely going to like the keeping the Lincoln Potter fan base very quiet. He's going to enjoy that much more.
1-1's fouled straight back. And Steyer ahead in the count now, 1-2. Runner on second, nobody out. 1-1 the score here in the top of the 4th inning.
This will be a big out here for Steyer. Get some confidence back his way. 1-2 count now to Stanky. And nobody out in the inning after giving up the leadoff bomb and then the double after. It would go a long way to get this first out, especially if he can do it by himself.
1-2. That's chopped down the first base line foul. They'll do it again.
Already some good at-bats here for the Lincoln Potters. Really has done justice. Just going through the lineup one time, it really gave Tommy Steyer a lot of confidence going through with it. But the dangerous part of the lineup has really gotten up to Tommy Steyer's fastball. They have been able to read the breaking balls that he has been delivering, and now they're putting up amazing at-bats.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Pitch from Steyer. This is outside. And Saints worked it back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of home runs hit at this field so far today, including the 2 morning games. And we got our first here, courtesy of Daniel Susak.
And that might be more, 11 home runs might be more than the total number we saw at Jackie Robinson Field alone. The balls are flying out of the park today, and it's Grace baseball to be a neutral fan.
Fastball blown right by Stank for out number 1, and the 4th strikeout for Steyer.
At this point, you're really just looking for outs if you're Tommy Steyer. The strikeout is going to go a long way for him. Try to get him back into his groove, back to his rhythm, and just needs another out, and it would be a huge one for him.
And it's been working as well for him too, Alex. 4 strikeouts now after that one to Stanky. And Tommy Steyer, we know him as a strikeout pitcher, especially as we came on late in the season when he really started to find his groove with the team. If he can catch the strikeout bug today and use it against the Potters, they'll find success later on.
Runner takes off. It's going to be a grounder to Boning at short. He fields it, takes a look at the runner, and strong throw to first retires Brando for the 2nd out. Meanwhile, Forster takes 3rd, so 2 outs, runner on 3rd now for Trey Furry.
Pretty good situation to be in now. You've got the go-ahead run only 90 feet away here for the Potters, looking for their first lead ever here in the ballgame and trying to get Gomez to come back at least with a lead for the first time.
1-1 the score, 2 outs, runner on 3rd. First pitch from Steyer, and that's taken low, ball 1. Furry, the Potters' 3rd baseman, flew out to Cowden and right his first at bat. The 1-0. That misses outside, 2-0. After a leadoff home run and a ground rule double, a strikeout and a ground out has followed. Steyer looking to get out of the inning. 2-0. Right there, strike 1.
And now Steyer working at a much slower pace, really want to settle in, concentrate, focus in on the hitter. Switch things up. He noticed his fast pace, they were catching up to it a little bit. Switch things up, make him think about the pitch a little longer.
2-1, that's going to be chopped down the third base line foul. And Steyer, who is behind 2-0, has worked it back to even. A strike away of getting out of this 4th inning.
Not only is it going to be the Lincoln Potters that are going to work at bats and try to get the count in their favor, expect Tommy Steyer to have plenty of fight in him as well. This guy will fight until he's back to the 2-strike count.
2-2, Steyer kicks and deals. It's going to be a chopper towards short, Boning charging. Fields it, throw on the run, in time for out number 3. Steyer works out of trouble, but a solo home run from Daniel Susak ties the game as 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 the score as we play the bottom of the fourth inning. Josh Cowden, Jack Burden, and Jake Cruz due up for the Saints. Josh Cowden flew out to left. His first at bat, making him 0 for 1. The first pitch from Gomez, and he got under that one. It's going to be the shortstop Haskins camping under it. Ball hit up high, and Haskins will make the catch. One pitch, one out for Gomez here in the bottom of the fourth.
You want to talk about having a major league pop-up? There it is right there. Josh Cowden getting under the fastball, and that one going mile high. And it was Haskins. He was juggling around, doing a little dance, trying to make sure he was camped underneath the pop-up.
Not very often you can get impressed with a pop-up to shortstop, but that one seemed to hang for a long time over here.
Had to bring up Jack Burden. He got the night started offensively for the Saints with a double as he fouls that one back 0-1. A ball hit down the left field line that Quentin Hall dove for, deflected off his glove. Many thought it was in foul territory. The umpire said it was a fair ball. Burden camped into second, came around to score on the Cobb RBI triple.
Can't imagine them reversing that call, and just imagine how that inning would have gone if Burden's double was reversed.
The 0-1 to Burden, and that's fouled back quickly behind 0-2.
And Burden definitely talking to himself after that one. One he wanted back. He thought it was in a good spot. You saw his reaction after the swing and the foul ball. Let's see if he can remain focused and get on one here now from Gomez.
The 0-2. And that one misses just outside. Gomez and Steyer, both starters with 4 strikeouts so far in this game. Gomez looking for his 5th, ahead 1-2 on Burden. 1-2 pitch. And good take there by Burden to watch that one go by. Counts even 2-2.
And good on Jack Burden to remain disciplined even though falling behind. Trying to work the pitch count at least for Gomez, make smart, productive at-bats.
And that one's fouled back. And remains 2-2.
Take a look at the middle infielders playing closer to third and to first. If you're Jack Burden, you're really aiming to just hit something right up the middle, returning that baseball back to Gomez and try to get another base hit out of it.
The 2-2 from Gomez. Off-speed pitch right there for strike 3. Burden couldn't pull the trigger, and he's gone. Gomez has 5 strikeouts and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
And again, Jack Burden knowing that pitch was going to make it back. It seemed that he was walking back as the pitch began to break, completely fooled by it. And Gomez is now running down through these Saints hitters.
I'll have to say the best way to describe that is he was a deer on headlights, just frozen there at the plate. A juicy pitch that he could have driven.
Cruz swinging at the first pitch and comes up empty there. It's 0-1. Yeah, Burden definitely looking fastball there. Got the off speed. Couldn't get the bat off the shoulders. And Gomez right now in a groove. Has retired 6 straight since the RBI triple from Cobb. 0-1 pitch to Cruz. That's a breaking ball inside, 1-1. Saints, one of the better teams in the league at hitting with 2 outs. So, you know, even with 2 outs, they're never out of an inning. Their offense could explode at any point. And that breaking ball, Cruz way out in front of, decides not to swing. And it's a strike anyways, 1-2.
Trying to interrupt the momentum any way possible here. Jake Cruz, 1-2. Got to be ready for anything. Any way to get on base helps this team.
1-2, fastball blown right by him for strike 3. A good inning for Gomez, including 2 strikeouts. We're through 4, all tied up at 1 apiece. On to the 5th we go in this CCL State Championship Round 1 game between the Arroyo Seco Saints and the Lincoln Potters. All squared up at 1. RBI triple from Jackson Cobb and a solo home run from Daniel Susak. Has us at 1-1 starting inning number 5. Tommy Steyer, the starter for the Saints, back out there. And his first pitch is roped down the left field line, but foul by center fielder Mason Holt. Steyer looking for a bounce back inning after a couple hits, including a home run last inning. The 0-1. And that one's hit hard out towards left. Burning going back to the track, to the wall. That ball's a goner. Mason Holt with a solo home run. And that puts the Potters out in front 2-1.
And Lincoln Potters, they are already very comfortable here at McBean Stadium. After all, this is their home stadium. They are going to utilize it as much as possible. They know how much they can get a hold of the baseball and how much to get a hold of the baseball to be able to drive it out. And just like that, the Potters, they get their first lead of the ball game.
It's 2 straight leadoff home runs. And let's see if Steyer can bounce back. His day is far from over, I'm sure. 2 runs here in the 5th inning. If he can lock it down, stay focused, he still has plenty of ball game left in him.
First pitch swinging is Quentin Hall, and he fouls it off 0-1. Yeah, like you said, Tommy, the last 2 hitters to lead off the innings for the Potters going yard. Susak and now Mason Holt, both in the same spot out there in left field. And it gives the Potters their first lead of 2-1. The 0-1 fouled off his foot. Does Quentin Hall, and he's quick behind 0-2.
And that one's definitely going to sting a little bit if you're Quentin Hall off the toe. And at least you got to do is try to walk it off. And I'm sure some adrenaline in this CCL State Championship tournament right now is kicking in. Wanting to do a lot for your team and get right back in the box after virtually taking 90 miles an hour to the plate and bouncing it right back off your toe.
At least the same velocity, really.
The 0-2 from Steyer. And that just misses the outside corner. It's 1-2. Hall grounded out to short to lead off the 3rd inning. Steyer looking to strike him out here. The 1-2. That sidearm throw got him swinging. And another strikeout for Steyer, and he gets out number 1 here in the 5th.
Changing the arm slot is definitely going to throw off the timing for these hitters, and that's always the thing that we mention here throughout every Tommy Steyer broadcast. He likes to change his arm slot with the 2 and the 4-seam fastball and trying to get outs as much as he can here after falling behind 2-1.
First pitch now to Stalls, a bouncer to Cobb at second. Easy throw over, and quickly 2 outs after the home run for Steyer.
And what I really like right now for Tommy Steyer is he's got 2 innings in a row. He's given up a leadoff home run, lost the lead through it, now 2-1 in favor of the Potters. But look at his face. It is stonewalled right now, has not changed, will not let the Potters see any emotion from him, locked in, continuing to work at his pace.
First pitch swinging is the leadoff guy Haskins, who fouls it back 0-1. That's one reason what makes Steyer pretty much the ace of this Saints staff is he's really does not allow those big innings. Like you said, when he allows a run, especially a home run, it makes him dialed in more. That's a chopper, and Callie, nice leaping play, is going to take a strong throw. He fires it across the diamond, and he got him. Fantastic play by Drew Callie over at third. Helps Steyer out and retires the side. Nonetheless, the Potters take the lead with a solo shot from Mason Holt. It's 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, and time to get those Saints bats going. Now trailing 2-1. Only 2 hits in the game for the Saints. A double from Burden, a triple from Cobb. And they'll get Boning, Cobb, and Bradshaw 8-9-1 here in the 5th against Gomez. First pitch is taken high by Boning, 1-0.
And honestly, a really good part of the order to get something going. Brandon Boning, like we were just saying, riding a hot streak. Jackson Cobb consistent all year. Then the top of the order, Connor Bradshaw leading the team in home runs and triples and batting average all this year as well.
The off-speed pitch catches the outside corner, 1-1 to Brandon Boning. He struck out swinging his first time up. 6 strikeouts for Gomez so far. That one, another breaking ball, right there for a strike, 1-2.
His off speed is really dancing a lot lately. He has just taken command of this ball game. He has retired the last 7 Saints hitters.
Looking to make it 8. The 1-2 to Boning. And it's going to be a chopper over to second. Stahl has to play it on the bounce. Got to be quick with it. Throw to first is not going to be in time. An infield hit from Brandon Boning, who hustles hard down the line. And the Saints get the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 5th.
And that's one of the detriments of a turf field, you would think. Not with that grass infield. Balls are going to be coming in a lot faster. They're going to have a lot more bounce on that turf surface. And right there, Stahl not playing it maybe the best at second base. A high chopper, Brandon Boning hustling down the whole way, easily beats it out for the infield single. And a big infield single to lead this inning off.
It's just the bounce of the baseball and where the baseball was hit as well. That was going to be a very tough play for Drew Stahl.
Now it's Jackson Cobb. First pitch, he's swinging in the dirt. It's 0-1. Like you said, guys, the first bounce on that, it went very high off the ground. And really, Stahl didn't really have a chance to get Boning there. Going 1 to Cobb. RBI triples last time. He shows bunt, and he can't get it down. And now he's quickly behind 0-2.
And the 0-1 count. Got a great hitter at the plate, and you give him bunt sign, and now he's down 0-2. Seemed to just waste a pitch there. You would like to see him, if he's going to lay the bunt down, do it on the first pitch. And if you had a pitch that was going to be in the zone, let him take a hack at it and not fall down 0-2 to the bunt.
Now he's behind. He's got the choke up. The 0-2 just gets a piece of that fastball. Absolutely. You think going into the at-bat, maybe they have the idea of bunting. And then after he already fell behind, makes you wonder the decision there. Nonetheless, Cobb behind 0-2 to Gomez.
And Furry hasn't flinched from third base. Still well behind the base, too.
Gomez looking for a 7th strikeout. See if Cobb chokes up and goes the other way just like he did his last at-bat. Boning takes it off. Cobb lines it right up the middle. Down for a hit. Boning over to third. The throw from Holt going into third is not in time. Cobb takes second. Great base running from the Saints. A hit and run. Cobb base hit right up the middle. And the Saints have second and third with nobody out. Jackson Cobb keeping it hot for the Saints.
Perfectly executed hit and run for the Saints. Maybe not the hit to hit a baseball right up the middle, but that baseball was scorched so much that it was able to get past the middle of the infield to allow the moving Boning to go to third. And just amazing heads-up base running by Jackson Cobb. And that was one thing that the Saints did such an excellent job in the heads-up base running, the awareness of where the throws are going, and just trying to look for those extra bases.
At such a young age, too. Just 19 years old, that kid at second base, making huge plays here to get the Saints back in this ballgame.
Cobb was all over that fastball. Now it brings up Bradshaw, trying to get that tying run and possibly go-ahead run in for the Saints. He takes strike 1. Bradshaw 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. So looking to change that narrative and possibly give the Saints the lead here. 2-1 they trail. Runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Back-to-back singles from the 8 and 9 guys, Boning and Cobb. The 0-1. And the dirt, good block. And it's 1-1. Saints putting Gomez in a little bit of a jam here. 1-1 to Bradshaw. Breaking ball just misses. It's 2-1.
And not sure if I saw that correctly. Almost looked like a fist bump from Connor Bradshaw after getting the call there. Is losing a little bit of confidence, you'd seem, at the curveball today, and not seeing it well maybe, or just getting a little weirded out by the release from Gomez. He is staying away from it and sitting fastball all the way.
The breaking ball again, and in there for a strike, 2-2. Just like you said, Tommy's not really wanting to pull the trigger on that off-speed stuff.
And if you're Gomez, I would send another one at him. He's proven to go down looking on it twice already and will not swing at it in this AB.
CC wants to go with a third straight breaking ball or goes back to the fastball. The 2-2. It is the breaking ball. Bradshaw swings at a grounder to second. That's going to bring home Boning. Flip to first in time. An RBI ground out from Connor Bradshaw ties this game at 2. And now the go-ahead run at third with one away.
And it's Connor Bradshaw that does his job. Hits something towards the middle of the infield, and I knew if he hits a grounder, he's still going to get an RBI for it, and makes it to a brand new ball game, 2-2.
Now with one out, McMurray can do the same exact thing Bradshaw did. The Saints would have the lead. A ground ball to a middle infielder or a deep enough fly ball would allow the good speed of Cobb on third to score. First pitch, McMurray nearly hits him. He has to dance out of the way, and it's 1-0.
And you mentioned a fly ball. It's got to be real deep out here. We mentioned the dimensions of this park, just 314 to the sides and 380 to center. Going to have to be a charge into a baseball. All the outfield is consisting of decent enough arms to get that ball in and have a shot at that tag up.
That off-speed pitch misses. It's 2-0 to McMurray. Two-0 pitch. And McMurray goes the other way towards right center. Running over is Brando, back to the track. It's going to come off the wall. In to score is Cobb. McMurray on his way to second, an RBI double for Jake McMurray. The Saints have a 3-2 lead.
You know what? It's not a sac fly, but it's even better. He gets an RBI double out of it, and he's in scoring position. And again, you've got the middle part of the order due up, and you've got a Drew Cowley who is definitely due for a hit to drive in some more runs.
Good job by McMurray to go the other way, as there'll be a meeting on the mound. As could this be it for Gomez? 3 hits in the inning for the Saints. Both singles from Boning and Cobb, both of them able to come around and score.
And a great way to answer back for the Saints. You lose the lead in the top of the inning. You see Tommy Steyer's intensity and how he's been handling himself through the adversity so far in the game. You come back out in the bottom half of the inning, you get him the lead back, and now you have his mindset plus now some confidence going into the later part of this ball game.
And it just comes down to the mindset and knowing that his offense will get him back into the game. And you know what? It's just a long going of trust throughout this whole entire year of knowing, hey, you know what? The lineup has my back. They're going to get me back into this ball game. And you know what? He's back to being the winning pitcher.
First pitch to Cowley is in the dirt, ball 1. Gomez staying in the game. And behind in the count, 1-0 to Drew Cowley now. McMurray on second after the RBI double. He's reached base twice. 1-0. Cowley chases that one. It's 1-1.
And a really nice curveball there from Gomez. We saw the breaking ball hang a little bit up in the zone to McMurray. Looking to avoid that altogether the rest of the night is Gomez. That one beautifully starting in the zone, dropping low and away out of the zone. Completely fooled Cowley. Really helping himself even the count up now.
One ball, one strike. Gomez kicks and deals. That's going to be a chopper towards second. Stahl goes after it, fields it. Strong throw to first in time to get Cowley. Meanwhile, McMurray will take third. And the Saints runner will be 90 feet away with 2 outs.
Just been getting the much-needed grounders to be able to move the checker pieces right where you need them, just 90 feet away. And you give an opportunity for Peyton Lewis, who is currently 0 for 1, but it's another guy that really has to get going here in this offense.
Yeah, but with 2 down now, Alex, still need a hit regardless. A big moment here for Lewis and a big opportunity to get another insurance run and protect not just your 1-run lead, then a 2-run lead.
First pitch misses outside, 1-0. And Peyton Lewis, although only hitting .214 on the season, very good situational hitter. Drove in 22 RBIs, which is 3rd on the team. So a guy that knows when to get his hits. See if we can get one here. 1-0. That one catches the outside corner, 1-1.
Some nice work there by Stanky. A ball that most umpires will call a strike, but a really good frame job over there to help his pitcher out and get this count back to even.
1-1, and that one misses outside, 2-1. Gomez electing to stay on the outer part of the plate against Peyton Lewis. Lewis, the 6th man to hit in the inning. 2-1, that outside corner again, and again catches it, 2-2.
He's not going to give him something that's going to be right down the middle. He's going to make him chase after something on the outer half until he really squares up and gets a good piece of the baseball. He's going to keep challenging him on that outside part of the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Lewis, nice cut. Fouls it off, they'll do it again. Two runs so far from the Saints in the inning. And they retook a 3-2 lead. Two. Breaking ball, Lewis lines that into right field for a base hit. McMurray will score, and Peyton Lewis, an RBI single, adds another run for the Saints. It's 4-2.
And a big AB for the man they call P. Lou in the dugout. Peyton Lewis coming up big there and getting McMurray home from third base. A guy that has had his ups and downs all season long, but you know what? At the end of the day, what do we always say? He drives in the runs. Big leader in the RBI category, in the top 5 for the Saints, and he always comes through when he seems to need to in a moment to drive in a run.
And this is a much-needed RBI single for this catching squad. We were going into this playoffs not really knowing who was going to be the catcher in the postseason for the Saints. And we all agreed, hey, Peyton Lewis is a very great candidate as the catcher going into this postseason. And already he has not disappointed.
1-1 quickly, the count now on the Saints right fielder, Josh Cowden. 7th man to hit in the inning for the Saints. Very nice for the Saints to put Gomez and these fielders out there for a long time for the Potters. Cowden swings and misses at the breaking ball. He's quickly behind 1-2.
And should Gomez get out of this inning, I still might think this might be the last time we see him this season right now. He's done his part, but 4 runs now and an arm warming up. This might be his last batter very well.
The 1-2, and it's in the dirt. Good eye by Cowden. 2-2. Yeah, and that's the thing. And with these pitchers, because this state championship gets wrapped up and so quickly in only 3 days, some of these guys that go many innings might not pitch again. Runner takes off, pitches high. Throw down by Stanky's not going to be in time. P. Lou steals second. And it'll be a full count on Cowden with a runner in scoring position.
We love a catcher that can steal bases as well. They are rare nowadays. You don't see very many catchers trying to leg out a stolen base or anything. So Peyton Lewis, he's a different breed.
We've seen the Saints aggressive with many of their players on the base paths, even their catchers. Full count to Cowden. The pitch from Gomez. And misses high, ball 4. And Cowden will take first. Great at bat by him to work it back. It's a big reason why he leads the Saints in walks. And first and second now with 2 down for Jack Burden.
We love Cowden's pop at the plate, his culture off the field, but something that's so underappreciated from Josh Cowden has got to be his discipline. You bring it up, leading the team in walks now, And a big opportunity to keep an inning going, give some other man a chance. If you don't get a pitch to hit, don't force anything. You got a good ride going. And Jag Burden, who's already got an extra base hit today, let him go out there. Try to get another one. Guy in runner in scoring position now. And a ball in the gap may have potential to even score 2.
First pitch breaking ball in there for a strike on Burden, 0-1. 3 runs already in for the Saints here in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-1. And Burden hits that out towards center. Holt, few steps in, then few steps back, looks under it, won't make the catch to mercifully end the inning for Brandon Gomez. The Saints come back with 3 runs of their own, retake their lead. They lead 4-2 now as we're through 5 innings. On to the 6th. On to the 6th inning we go as the Saints retook their lead. They now lead 4-2. In the top of the 6th, Tommy Steyer back out there for his 6th inning of work. Fires first pitch ball. 1-0 now to Susak, the first man to take him deep back in inning number 4.
Finally going to go back to the mound with a lead, but has an extra run of insurance runs. Has 2 to work with here, but here in the postseason, there's never enough runs, I would say, in the postseason.
Yeah, Saints clinging to a 2-run lead now. Steyer with the 1-1 count. And that one's fouled off by the Potters DH, 1-2. And this is a big inning for Steyer. Obviously, not only did the team just give him his lead back, but also he's got the 2, 3, and 4 guys up right now for the Potters. Big part of the order for Lincoln. And if Steyer can get a nice shutdown in and get those bats up quickly, it'd be huge. The 1-2, foul tip. I thought he swung and missed there, but Susak just got a piece of that.
Oh, I was on the same boat as you right now, Jared. I thought he got him, but Lewis couldn't hang on to the baseball there, and wow, was already going to look like a promising start.
It was one of those pitches when Steyer went back to that little sidearm of his that he likes to do on a ball. It looked like he was sinking in towards the knees of Susak. He was lucky to get a piece of it. They'll do 1-2 once again. Pitch from Steyer. That's taken the other way. Cowden, few steps towards the line, will make the nice running catch for out number 1.
Well read there by Josh Cowden just trying to keep his pitcher in the game as much as possible. Haven't had too much shuffling in the Saints pen. We've just seen guys just playing catch, but nothing too serious. Just the bullpen staying loose, being ready for any call that's going to be made. And you talked about it early on in the broadcast, how key it is for the Saints to win this one. You win this one, and you can go deep in the postseason.
Now comes Garrett Forrester, who takes first pitch, strike one to Steyer. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about all day, is how important this game is. You get two chances, two games really. To win one of them, you're in the championship game. And so this game is huge for both the Saints and the Potters, as it counts 1-1. Because obviously you lose this game, and your every game from here on out is an elimination game. And the loser of this will play the winner of the Packers and Oaks, who play tomorrow morning.
It's going to be an action-packed day tomorrow. It'll be another 3-game set here in the CCL State Championships, and Saints would love to be playing here at night once again, especially with how hot it could get here in Lincoln.
The 1-2 misses just outside, and you can watch all the action tomorrow as well on Friday on the California Collegiate League YouTube page as well. They're streaming those games, and then every Saints game will be on here on the Arroyo Seco Saints YouTube channel. The 2-2, and that one comes fast, high and in on Forrester. Backs him off the plate a little bit, and the count's full.
Going to make him think twice when he steps into the box. Maybe going to give up a little bit of that inner half of the plate, and Steyer could potentially try to get that curveball in the inner half of the dish.
And Forrester crushes that one. Bradshaw going back towards the scoreboard, and that ball's going to be off the wall. Forrester gets into second, and it'll be a one-out double, his second double of the game.
Thought that one was going to go into the night sky and wasn't going to come back, but it looks like that left center field wall just managed to keep it inside of the ballpark there. I'll tell you one thing, no one is sighing of relief more than Tommy Steyer right now. He was thinking, well, we're back to a one-run lead, but still has a chance to keep it to a two-run lead here.
Yeah, even Forrester, after he hit that, kind of chucked his bat as if he got all of that one. Bradshaw, a little slow jump on it as well, but it falls just shy of the track. And pitching coach Josh Schmidt will go talk to Steyer, make sure he's under control here. He is in his 6th inning of work. And like we said, this is where Steyer, most likely, we're not going to see him the rest of the tournament. So you want to get everything you can and get out of him in this game here tonight.
And just want to go back to what we were talking about in the pregame open. We're talking about how will the coaching staff manage the pitching. You have many great arms that you could go with, but it's all about who you choose in what situations. You maybe want to use Sonduk for a closing opportunity since Richardson is not with the Saints at the moment, but you have a lot of options, and Chomko as well can be a guy that can open up the game as well. So it's really about how you manage the whole entire playoffs.
Yeah, coaching is going to be very important for each team in this championship, and whoever handles it could come away with the championship, whoever handles it the best. And like we said, with Steyer being the Saints ace, we saw the San Luis Obispo Blues ace, Matthew Sox, arguably the best pitcher in the California Collegiate League, do a complete game in game number 1 against the Conejo Oaks, pretty much showing that he's done for the rest of the tournament, rest for the summer. And the Blues are going to need some other arms to step up. Steyer missed ball 1 to the catcher, Chase Stanky, and that's another thing. A lot of these guys are just going to have to step up and play better than they did in the regular season if they want to win a championship.
And some guys are going into this game not just the 2-game rest, but you've got guys with 3 days rest. Perfect example, Peyton Lewis. The guy didn't play on Sunday against the Conejo Oaks, giving the Oaks a life, an opportunity to be able to play in the playoffs. But I wanted to talk about Sox and how he did. You know what? He just did a mic drop today. Just finished with style, finished it just the way he wanted. 12 Ks on the day for Sox, and just allowing the Blues to live for another day and to make it deep as they did. A doubleheader today.
Yep.
18 innings of baseball right there.
And winning both games. And they'll get the winner of this game. So if the Saints can win, they'll meet the Blues as they did all season. Steyer. That one's a line shot right to Cobb, who makes the catch. Nearly fell out of his glove, but he held on. And some tough luck there from Stanky. On the 1-2 count, lined a shot, but right at Cobb, and he's out number 2.
Thought that changed into a bar of butter of some sorts, but Cobb just able to hang on to the baseball. But I liked how he turned to turn 2 to try to look to see if he could turn a double play and get the team back into the dugout. Most importantly, try to get Tommy Steyer in as quick as possible.
2 outs, runner on second now. And it'll be Jason Brendo. The leader in RBIs is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout looking in inning number 2 and a ground out in inning number 4. Steyer looking to get through 6 innings. First pitch. Fouled straight back 0-1. On the count. Pitch from Steyer. Catches the inside corner, and it's 0-2. Brando didn't like the call. Steyer will take it. He's a strike away of getting out of it. Steyer looking for his 6th strikeout. Pitch. And foul down the first base line. As that goes foul. And they'll do it again, Steyer and Brando with the count 0-2. (4-2) Saints lead here in the top of the 6th. Steyer trying to keep that a lead. There's a runner on second with 2 outs. Steyer kicks and deals. That sidearm delivery just misses for a ball, and it'll go to 1-2.
He was already ready to get back into the dugout, and along with some of the infielders, and that's just the confidence that Tommy Steyer has on the mound that is very contagious throughout the lineup, as they have been able to score 4 runs tonight and has been a promising 4 runs.
1-2 is going to be a chopper towards Callie at third. He fields it. A strong throw across the diamond is in time for out number 3. So nothing coming from the double from Forster. Steyer's through 6. Him and the Saints clinging to a 4-2 lead. Bottom of the 6th inning. Saints leading 4-2. It's going to be a new pitcher for the Lincoln Potters. Another lefty, Connor Harrison, will come in, and the first batter he'll get will be a pinch hitter for the Saints. And Tommy Castillo pinch hitting for Jake Cruz. And Castillo, a little dribbler over to the third. It's going to be a difficult play. Throw across the diamond, not in time. Furry couldn't make the play. Castillo legs it out. And an infield hit gives him the Saints the leadoff man on base.
Infield bunts maybe aren't the most best looking of hits, but when you could drop one down like that with a third baseman playing back, any way to get a base runner on, especially if you're going to try to drop a bunt to start an inning.
And it could have been surprising to many why Castillo wasn't in the starting lineup today, as he's been and over the final week has been really productive for the Saints, showing how productive he is here, coming in, and one pitch is all he needed to see off the bench. Lays down the bunt, beats it out. Saints again with the leadoff guy on, and here's Boning and Cobb. They got it started last inning. Boning rips one to left. That's going to get down. Boning with his second hit of the game. Castillo stops at second, and on 2 pitches, the Saints have 2 runners on against the new pitcher, Harrison.
I think I'll hop back in on this one. How you guys been? Long time no see. Yeah, I know. I jumped away from them. I didn't like that one as much. You guys are where I belong over here. But after a really good start to this bottom half of the inning now for the Saints, Castillo getting on and Boning. This is the part of the order right here that did the damage in the last inning that really got the Saints rolling, getting some runs across here, and a really good start. And now Jackson Cobb, the man 2 for 2 today, has another big opportunity for the young 19-year-old.
We saw him show a bunt. His last at-bat, see if he does it again. Yes, he does. Pulls it back, swings away. It's a pop over to left. And Hall's going to come over and make the routine catch for out number 1. So the Saints very aggressive against the new pitcher, Connor Harrison. 3 pitches, and he's faced 3 hitters already.
And right there, Cobb showing the bunt again. I'll never understand it. I don't get California baseball. It's not for me. But the bunts are very strategic. We see all along the West Coast here. But I think that one really messing up his swing. Cobb was all over that pitch. If he's just focusing on the swing as opposed to the bunt for just maybe a half second longer.
Double steal. Throw's going to go over to second, and they got him. Boning gets caught stealing second. Castillo will stop at third. Great job by Stanky, knowing he wasn't going to get Castillo at third. Gets Boning out at second for out number 2.
The most important run is the lead runner that is standing at third, so consider it at least 50% done. Don't have a pair of runners in scoring position, but you do have an insurance run standing at third.
It was a strike to Bradshaw, so it's 0-1. Connor Harrison's only thrown 4 pitches in this inning so far, and there's 2 outs runner on third. Now one misses outside, 1-1. Saints have an insurance run 90 feet away after Steyer works out of a 1-out double. The 1-1. And Bradshaw chased one. In the dirt. Good job by Stanky to keep it in front of him, and the count's 1-2.
And right now, Bradshaw continuing to struggle with the breaking ball today. He's just not seeing it maybe as well. Wonder if the batter's eye or something out there, the lighting, the stage, whatever it may be. But looking to find some sort of confidence right now is Bradshaw. And if he can get onto that breaking ball, it could really set him apart now.
And it's just looks like he's guessing there at the plate. It doesn't look like he's very comfortable there at the dish. He's got to find his comfort zone, and he has to see the pitches better.
The 1-2. And he chases one in the dirt again. Throw down to first from Stanky is in time. Third time that Bradshaw has gone down on strikes. The Saints strand one on third, still leading 4-2 as we're through 6. Top of the 7th inning with Tommy Steyer back out there, Jarrett Thompson, Alex Naveja, and Tommy Wirtz with you with round 1 of the CCL State Championship. As Trey Furry fouls that one off, it's 0-1. The 0-1 from Steyer is taken for a strike, as we're going to let Alex Naveja take over now as play-by-play.
Thank you both, Tommy, and of course, Jared. Excellent job on the play-by-play as we take you straight to the action in the top of the 7th inning here in McBean Stadium, 4-2. It's been a back-and-forth affair between the two, the Saints and the Lincoln Potters, but it's been the Saints so far that have been leaving the Potters looking at the rear-view mirror. As the 1-2 pitch, chased that and missed, and another one bites the dust here in the top of the 7th.
And Tommy Steyer, it's not even the pitches that he's throwing, it's the actions that he's doing. I don't think he said a single word to anyone on the field, and everyone letting him do his own thing. It's not a personal thing, it's a confidence thing. Tommy Steyer is locked in. Nothing has phased him. 2 pitches, realistically, that have been big mistakes that have left the yard. Other than that, locked in at the plate. Or the mound.
Yeah, only 4 hits allowed by Steyer. Obviously, 2 being solo home runs. The other 2 are both doubles from Garrett Forrester, and those hits really the only things off of Steyer. All 4 of them being extra base hits. He's really been dialed in and really doesn't let himself get overwhelmed, even now allowing those big hits.
As this one is skied over on the left side of the infield, Cowley goes in front of his own respective dugout and will make the grab.
And now 2 down here in the inning. Again, Steyer getting the ball, getting back to the mound, getting down to business. This is his game right now, and I don't think anyone, not even in the dugout of the Saints, on the team, can take him out of this game. They're going to have to rip him off the mound.
Well, and another thing is where you go strategically wise, and this is going to be Steyer's last performance here of the summer. Let him eat these innings, especially if he's dialing quickly. He's already got 2 outs quickly in this inning. If he goes quickly, there's no reason to take him out. Let him finish this game off.
Definitely trying to match up with Sox earlier, who has dominated here in the CCL State Championship and quickly kicks and fires the 0-1. And it does look like it does get a piece of Quinton Hall.
And that's definitely going to spark some interest on the mound. Steyer sure seemed like he wants to get a discussion from the umpires, and they will. And Milam, on his way out, they're going to tell him, hey, we're going to meet. Well, let's be cordial here right now and make sure we're all on the same page. And we'll at least wait to see if anything from Milam will happen after that.
Steyer didn't even let Milam come out and talk to the umps. Steyer went himself and said, hey, no, I want you to look at this. He didn't even let Milam really go and say it.
Hey, what can't Tommy Steyer do? He wants to manage the game. He wants to go talk to the umpires himself, and he wants to take care of it all. And it looks like the meeting is adjourned, and the umpires all agree. Hey, it's a hit by pitch, and it due up is Drew Stahl.
And the important part here is Aaron doesn't agree, so we will still have to be out here for a little bit right now. But just to bring it back to Matt Sox and the games before, it's just been a great day of baseball today. We've seen a lot of action. We've seen pitchers' duels. We've seen upsets. There's just been a whole lot happening in Lincoln right now, and we didn't even have to be here until our game, but we kind of made that decision. Let's get down here early, check out the rest of the teams, see what the competition's looking like. And right now, a great decision by us, because 3 games now today, and none of them have disappointed.
No, we've really been gifted with the pleasure of watching good games. And like you said, a lot of the aces we saw today take the mound, and some of them, like Matthew Sox, throwing gems, and others getting hit a little bit in a more hitters-friendly ballpark. And guess what? We'll have 3 more games starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow, games that may be a little bit more meaningful elimination games as well.
And there's a rip over to dead center field, but definitely playable there. And there's Connor Bradshaw to make the grab. The confident Tommy Steyer walking off of the mound, just leaving a runner on base. 4-2 in favor of your Arroyo Seco Saints on the Saints Radio Network.
All right, Hunter fans, it is the middle.
Let's go. Big Al, we're coming on.
Been a fun, full day of baseball, just like both Tommy and Jared have been talking about it. We've seen our fair share of great pitching and just offensive days for, quite frankly, all the teams that played today. It was the Conejo Oaks and the San Luis Obispo Blues, then the Blues taking on against the 1 seed, the Healdsburg Prune Packers. As we make our way here to the bottom of the 7th inning after stretching. And it's going to be McMurray, Cowley, and Lewis working with a 2-run lead, 4-2, trailing the count with 1 strike. Comes the 0-1. It's a breaking ball in the dirt as we give you the final stat lines for the starter. Brandon Gomez came in with 5 innings of work, struck out 6 Saints, 2 passports given up, 6 base hits, and 4 earned runs here in this start. Got to say, quality start, all 4 runs his responsibility.
Yeah, and Gomez really was settling in. He had one really rough inning that the Saints were able to tattoo some baseballs and really get after it.
As this one has popped up, it's a foul territory. Trying to track it down, see if he's got any more real estate, and it's going to go foul, and it'll be a souvenir.
But kudos to the Saints as well in that inning. In the bottom half of the 5th inning, they lost the lead. You got to remember that. In the top half of the inning, they gave up the 1 run, another solo shot to lead off the inning, and they come back and they answer right back. And I really have to say, so impressed but not surprised in Tommy Steyer's performance, and I really think the team rallied behind him and didn't want him to be the reason. They didn't want to be the reason why.
And here's a bouncer, but going foul. McMurray will get another opportunity to stay in the batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I think that's what's made the Saints so good all year is their offense capable of putting up big innings. Yeah, 3 runs maybe wasn't a huge inning, but we've seen them many times. They keep that pitcher and keep those fielders out on the diamond for a very long time, and they get tired and lonely out there.
And here's a soft bouncer going over to short, and they'll put him away.
McMurray coming up big his last time up with the double. Unfortunately, it's just an easy, soft one over to Haskins right now. If this middle part of the order could get going right now, like the bottom half really has been for the Saints today, they could really find themselves in a great position right now. Obviously still leading, but anything more helps at this late stage in the game right now.
It's been both McMurray and Peyton Lewis that have been able to get on either with a base on balls or a base hit. We have seen a very quiet Drew Cowley at the plate, currently 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out to second. Looks like the postseason is not treating him very well as the count is even up at 1-1.
Yeah, and Drew Cowley, obviously unusual to see him like this, but it's so early. Only been a 3 at-bats, and knowing Drew, as he's done all season, tends to get a hit in almost every game. Really usually turns it around. I wouldn't be too worried.
And here's a chopper going down the first base line, and a sigh of relief there for Drew Cowley.
Not sure over there. That one might have been a fair ball. I know we may slide bias sometimes towards the Saints, but that one I'm sure was fielded in fair territory by Forrester, and no argument at all from the from the dugout side, but obviously the fans very verbally angry at that.
And Cowley's not someone the Potters want to give another chance.
His 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2, and yes, just like you said to Jared, this is not the guy you want to give another life to. If you could put him away as quick as possible and give him an 0 for day at the plate, that's a very rare sighting, folks. As a 2-2, that one's battled back to the screen, 2-2.
It's so rare. In fact, it's only happened one time this year. Drew Cowley, every single game he has started, other than one, he has at least picked up one hit. Has a couple of pinch hit appearances where he didn't get a hit, but if he starts the game, he usually gets on base.
And here's a fly ball, and it's a foul territory. The sliding attempt by Quinton Hall had to go in a slide before running into the wall, but it'll stay foul.
And it looks like he might be slow to get up as a lot of the Lincoln Potters are jogging over there towards him.
Good. Not good to see. And now we're seeing the whole infield is there to attend Hall. Now we've seen the coaching staff, training staff going out to attend him. This is not a good sight, folks.
And not something you want to see. We've had a great ball game so far, and really, as competitive as it is, it's been a respect thing. We haven't seen any chirping from either side, and no drama on the field at all, and something that we've not seen Lincoln this year. This is our first chance. This is not only the players but the broadcasters as well, and it's been a great atmosphere. They've been nothing but great to us over here so far, and just something that we hope everyone gets out of this completely unscathed, no injuries at all. It's just not something you need, especially so close to being back into school season and out of summer ball.
Yeah, it was unclear to see Quinton Hall. Obviously, we saw him go down with the slide to attempt to catch that, but we couldn't tell really from our point of view if he hit something, just landed wrong, or what exactly happened. It looks like he's up and he's going to be all right.
It's going to take a lot more to take him out of the ball game, especially considering the settings here at McBean Stadium. Alex Naveja alongside of me is Tommy Wars and Jarrett Thompson. And it's been great baseball here in McBean Stadium, 4-2 in favor of the Arroyo Seco Saints. They scored 1 in the second, 2 in the fifth. And as for the Potters, they have 1 in the fourth and 1 in the fifth. 3 in the fifth inning for the Saints. And he goes after one in the dirt. The toss goes to first, and it's Drew Cowley that goes down on strikes.
And right now, Cowley is sitting at that 0 for 4 mark. Like we said, we've only seen that once this year. And it's going to take a lot for him if he needs to get another at-bat. And with the time that we have left, it might be better for the Saints if he doesn't get another at-bat later on in this game.
And this is, again, what makes the Saints so valuable is Drew Cowley's really carried the load offensively for them all season long. For them to be able to contribute when he's not, the other guys end up stepping up on a game that Cowley's not is very big. And why they have a 4-2 lead.
And not to mention his partner in crime, Connor Bradshaw, as well, 0 for 4 today.
Exactly, the 2 leading hitters for the Saints teams not contributing, and the rest of the lineup, the 8-9 guys, Boning and Cobb, each with 2 hits, stepping up, and that's what makes the Saints so good.
Just having so many weapons in the lineup, you can't really catch a break through the Saints lineup as Harrison kicks and fires the 1-1. So looking at Peyton Lewis in the last 4 games that he played against, on July 27th against the Foresters, the 28th against the Blues, and the 31st against Santa Barbara, went a total of 1 for 11, and he hits a one-hop shot over to first. The flip goes to the pitcher, and Harrison comes up with the outs. So they put the Saints away in order here in the bottom of the 7th as we go to the top of the 8th as you're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Top of the 8th inning we go here in McBean Stadium, 4-2 in favor of the Arroyo Seco Saints. If they win tonight, they'll be playing another night game tomorrow, and it'll be against the it'll be the San Luis Obispo Blues. And it'll be another SoCal matchup, and quite frankly, during the state championships, it has been SoCal that has been letting NorCal know, hey, we're the real bosses here in the CCL, as the first pitch just misses in the inner half.
And I'll tell you this, Alex, the way Tommy Starr is pitching, the Saints might go into that with a fully healthy, fully ready to go bullpen. Steyer just threw his 94th pitch of the game here in the 8th. If he breezes through his inning, I can see him going back out there for the 9th. As he's really helped out, leaving that bullpen fully ready to go.
And San Luis Obispo doing their job, like you said, representing SoCal. The Saints done a great job through 7. Got to finish these out. There is 6 outs left in this ball game still.
And a little jam shot that looked like was going to stay fair, but with the spin of the baseball, bounced right in front of the Lincoln dugout there. And got to see 2 quality pitches to start up the inning here for Tommy Steyer. Try to get something on the outside part of the plate and the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get the calls there, and so it still looks like, despite them not getting called strikes, he is still pretty on point here in this ball game.
And Tommy Steyer, we know him as a guy who's pretty emotional, pretty loud on the mound as a personality.
And this one is popped up into the night sky. A trio of Saints going after it. Cobb will be the captain and make the grab.
And I was just saying, we know Tommy Steyer is a very emotional, loud guy on the mound. And today he has been calm, cool, focused, and really not many balls great contact with. As you just saw right there, another pop-up, and Jackson Cobb getting underneath it. Tommy Steyer is 5 outs away from helping the Saints get through to the next round, and he is the guy they want out there. Bullpen is really quiet, just some catch going on. He's got the potential today.
Yeah, and he's got the top of the order in this inning. Just retired his leadoff guy in Trevor Haskins. Now it's Susak, one of the guys that took him deep, and on deck is Forrester, who's doubled his last 2 at-bats. So not going to be easy outs for Steyer, but looking to do that and get us to the bottom of the 8th and hopefully add some insurance runs.
Well, Tommy, to go back to what you're talking about, you said calm, cool, and I was hoping you'd say the last C and collected, but it's quite all right. I like the word that you use, as there's going to be a blast going over to left field for a 1-out single. Expect the coaching staff to be watching Tommy Steyer like a hawk.
And Tommy Steyer not giving him much time to think. Give me that ball back. Let me get back on the mound. He is on something that is on a different level today, and this is really a game that is looking big for the Saints right now. We've, in the beginning of the season, we saw some chemistry issues. You got a bunch of guys that have to get together in a week and try to throw together some ragtag team, and really through the middle of the year, they progressed really well. In the end of the year, a little bit of a skid. Tommy Steyer putting the team on his back, trying to let them know he's got them tonight.
As they start off, the 3-hitter, Garrett Forrester, with a called strike. Going into the numbers with Tommy Steyer, has 7 innings of work so far, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 5 base hits, and 2 earned runs. Going into this inning, and there's a line drive right up the middle, right where the baseball came from, and just like that, a pair of singles for the Potters.
And you wonder if that's going to draw the line for Steyer. Back-to-back base hits. He doesn't want to come out, but the Saints, like you said, not many people throwing in the bullpen, just throwing toss. Who knows if they even have someone completely worn. Looked like Tommy Hannon was over there throwing. And now the go-ahead run coming to the plate for Lincoln.
And smart move there by Lewis to get out to Steyer. Ask him how he's doing, how you feeling, what do you want to do, what do you want to be the game plan right now? Because this is the power part of the order. This is what I would call the meat and potatoes, as you say. This is the main course, what you want to see if you're Lincoln in these late game situations. But Lewis has called a really good game with Steyer today. Right now, they're in a little bit of trouble. Maybe reconvene, set a new plan, see if you can throw off this middle part of the order.
His first pitch able to paint the outside corner for a called strike.
That was the 3rd hit of the game for Garrett Forrester. He had 2 doubles and then just singled that one up the middle. As we saw Milam go and talk to Hannon, maybe tell him to get ready a little quicker. See if Steyer can get a ground ball and possibly get out of the inning.
This will be pitch number 100, and it's chased at and a miss. Quickly the count 0-2. And it looks like things are starting to get very serious there in the pen as the catcher warming it up. He is on a squat now. It just goes to show you that it's going to be pretty urgent if Steyer allows another base runner to get on. This could potentially be Tommy Steyer's last hitter that he'll face off against. And he's going right after him. The 2-strike pitch just misses outside, 1-2.
Yeah, he's looking for a 6th strikeout if he can get Stanky to possibly chase one. Ahead in the count, 1-2.
The Saints leading it 4-2. The Potters threatening, trying to get back into this ball game with a pair of runners on the base path after back-to-back singles, as the 1-2 pitch is a protective hack, fouled back after the 1-out single by Susak. Then in just 2 pitches, Garrett Forrester hitting a scorching line drive right up the middle. And now the cleanup hitter really trying to clean up these bases right now.
Yeah, great job by Stanky. He just fouled that pitch off. A difficult pitch to even make contact with, and did just enough to stay alive.
Here comes the 1-2. In there, strike 3 call, and another one bites the dust.
And you know what? Tommy Steyer took offense to that bullpen speed up over there. He saw Tommy Hannon warming up a little bit quicker, getting a catcher out there. And if you're going to pull Tommy Steyer mid-inning, he's not letting you. He wants to finish this one out. If you get him over the 100-pitch count and he gets through 8 innings, maybe he'll be more reasonable in the dugout, but he's getting through this inning all by himself. He wants to do it, and he's really showing why he's been the number one from pretty much the start of the year.
Went to the sidearm to get Stanky for the 6th strikeout of the game. We've seen that a few times. Now it gives up Brando.
And the first pitch is going to end up being a souvenir in the parking lot. And quickly, the count 0-1 to Jason Brando, who is from Cal State Fullerton, who was a part of the draft this year. Originally from Napa, California. Currently 0 for 3 at the plate. Just looking for that huge hit here for the Lincoln Potters. Standing into the box, a 6'3" frame.
A close pitch there from Steyer, and you know he wants that one. He wants that one to get called by the home plate umpire, but not letting any emotions be shown. Grabbing the ball, going back to the mound, taking care of business. A little bit of TCB.
As the 1-1 is a slow roller making its way over to left. They're going to put the stop sign over at third. The toss goes to home, and they're going to play it station to station, 2 gone. Now, the big question is, what's next for Steyer?
Yeah, the Potters honestly probably smart there with the DH Susak. Not the best of speed. Not going to test Jack Burden's arm. Knowing that could be it for Steyer, it's going to be the pitching coach to go talk to Steyer. Looks like they'll leave him in 3 hits in the inning, all singles. Tying run in scoring position on second. And it's going to take a big out from Steyer against Trey Furry, who's also 0 for 3.
Still don't think that's going to be enough to take out Tommy Steyer. He is a warrior there on the mound. He is going to fight it out until he can get this final out and try to keep this game as it is. As Yandek hitter Trey Furry is going to be stepping up to the plate. Looks like the meeting is done here. Peyton Lewis and Steyer had just some last couple of words to finish up here in this inning.
Yeah, and Tommy Steyer is what you got to tell yourself. You know, this is my last hitter. My last hitter of the summer, my last hitter as a Saint. Just get this guy. Get this guy. We'll have a 2-run lead going to the 9th and let someone else take over in that final inning to close this game off. Let's see if he can do it.
Strike 1 to the first pitch of the at-bat.
And the electricity is buzzing in this building right now, in this stadium at McBean Stadium. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 8th. It's what you dream about when you're in the backyard, and now we're here at McBean.
And there's a blooper going over to short, and it's Boning with the flip to second. Huge out there for Brandon Boning. 6-4 to get the out that they needed there in the second, and a big-time out for the Saints. They get out of this inning unscathed with every base occupied by Potters, and you're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Huge inning for Tommy Steyer. Gets out of it in a dramatic fashion. Alex Naveja, Tommy Wards, and Jarrett Thompson with you guys. The Saints remain with a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll have Cowden, Burden, and Tommy Castillo coming up in that order as Cowden showing bunt, pulling back, and the count 1-0.
Yeah, Saints hold on to that 4-2 lead, looking to add an insurance run here. And they can go a long ways. That's probably the end of the night for Steyer, who was phenomenal and a great job working out of that jam.
What a way to finish your season and quite possibly your career with the Saints, being the senior from Creighton, and just an amazing opportunity for Steyer. And really just 2 pitches is the reason why he doesn't have a game that we're going to be talking about for lifetimes. But right now, just absolutely putting his team in the best position to win.
And there's a liner going over to right field that bounces over the head of Jason Brando. Josh Cowden making his way over to second. That baseball is just continuously being spooky, and that one just has some serious hop to it.
That's the second one we've seen take that type of hop. Cowden ripped that one into right. It was a line shot, and he gets his first hit of the game, second time he's on base.
And you know what? They don't do it as much anymore, but you know what the milkman used to do in the 1950s?
What, Tommy?
They used to always deliver. And right there, Josh Cowden is out here delivering right now for the Saints. A leadoff double in the biggest game of the season so far. That's one of my favorite men from Utah, I got to say, right there.
And he has been very exciting to experience, to watch on a nightly basis. Josh Cowden really getting everything done offensively. We have seen some defensive web jams there as Burden shows bunt, and the home faithful not happy about it.
Yeah, they're going to say he didn't pull back soon enough, but the umpire disagrees, and it'll be ball 1.
The 1-0 from Harrison, dropping the bunt, and just rolls foul.
Yeah, Tommy, no, you're not a fan of the bunt. Nobody outrun on second. I understand what the Saints are trying to do, trying to get Cowden over to third with less than 2 outs. Personally, I agree with you. I let Burden swing away here. Burden already has 1 hit. And see if you're Burden, if you can just get something to the right side of the field and you can still get a Cowden over, even if it's, say, it's a ground out or a deep fly out.
I was trying to be good. I was trying not to bring it up. I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to judge it anymore. But now that I know I'm not the only one, at least on this side of the take, you took the words right out of my mouth, Jarrett.
And didn't have to say a word out of that. So 1 ball, 1 strike, still no outs. And Burden drops the bunt. Only play is going to be at first. He's off balance, and it's going to be a hit.
See, Tommy, that's why you bunt.
Well, now the bunt looks
That's why
great.
you bunt.
Now the bunt looks amazing.
Exactly
you know
what I was saying.
Why don't we bunt every time at the plate if that was going to be the result? I know. I look foolish right there. Excellent execution from Jag Burden, and really, we probably should be more excited, but now out of pity and spite, a great play nonetheless by Jag Burden.
Absolutely. You got to give credit to Burden. That was a perfect bunt. It's going to be difficult for Harrison to make the play and make the throw. Couldn't in time to get Burden. Burden gets his second hit.
Regardless, that was going to be a very tough play for Harrison to have to do, to field the baseball, and even then he was fielding it on the run away from first, so he would have had to make a strong sidearm throw over to first, and even then it would have maybe not resulted in what he expected there. There's 2 meetings going on, one in the mound and one with the Saints hitters and base runners, with Coach Mileman and with the third base coach and first base coach, but both meetings have finally come to an end with runners at the corners here. We've got Josh Cowden at third, Jag Burden over at first, and now it's Tommy Castillo that's stepping up to the plate.
And this is something we've seen the Saints do a lot this summer as well, as it's a close game here, but in the final innings we've seen them really just twist the knife and really add poor runs on to really make this that's, you know, the Lincoln's still in this game, the Potters think they're still in this game, only down 2, and we've seen the Saints pour it on and really just widen the lead and not give the other team a chance. Looking to do that with nobody out and 2 runners on.
Right now, if the Saints can capitalize on this opportunity, it would go a long way. And Tommy Castillo, a latecomer this year, and now playing in the CCL state championship game with runners at the corners and still nobody out here with a chance to put on a lot more insurance.
Remember, Castillo laid down a bunt on the only pitch he saw since he came in the game for Jake Cruz, and he reached via a single.
Harrison with the toss, going over to first. Very aware that the Saints are an aggressive base running threat. Jack Burden stole 2 bags on Sunday against the Conejo Oaks to finish up the season. Had a 2-hit day as well as Castillo shows bunt called strike.
And you know, I was kidding. I don't want everyone to bunt. I don't.
They're taking it literally.
You know what? If you do another one like Jag, I'll stop talking about bunting. I will. If you do one that looks like a perfect one like Burden did over there, then I'll stop talking about bunting. But for now.
And there's a dropped bunt, and it's only Burden that advances over to second. No play.
He didn't throw the ball.
What is Harrison going through right there? That was a surefire out.
The second baseman stall was on the bag. All Harrison had to do was make the throw. He likes not to, and the bases are loaded.
I guess force at all sides now, but you think for sure you got the out there. Maybe it's a strategic thing. You're playing for the double play, and you can trade outs for runs here. They're willing to give up maybe that one extra run if they can continue to get that double play. But now you see the infield playing in, not even playing at double play depth. So really a odd series of events there from Harrison.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he just didn't see the second baseman on the bag. He'd like to not throw or what, but unintentionally obviously didn't get the out. Boning's up with the bases loaded. Boning's seen the ball well with back-to-back hits.
Cowden at third, Burden at second, and Castillo over at first.
Still nobody out too, Alex.
The 1-0, the changeup swung through that one, 1-1 to count. The Saints looking for some more insurance runs for the next arm that'll come out of the pen.
And with the speed Castillo has on first, a gap shot could score all 3. I know it's a shorter field, the fence is a little enclosed, but a gap shot can really widen this game and possibly put this game away for the Saints.
4-2 in favor of the Arroyo Seco Saints, looking to play tomorrow night, not tomorrow afternoon. As the 1-1, this one is elevated. It's a shallow center field. A trio of Potters will come after it, and all Saints will have to stay put in their respective bag.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Boning just getting a little too underneath it. Not enough to call an infield fly or anything there. Deep enough to make an outfielder have to make a play. And you know he wishes he had that one back. He was right on it, just got his shoulders a little too far dipped. But right now, coming into this inning, at this spot, Jackson Cobb is a great name you want at the plate for the Saints.
Yeah, the middle infielders now will play deep for the Potters with the corner still in. Trying to double play can get him out of the inning with no runs allowed. That's obviously what Harrison's looking for. See if Cobb can find the outfield grass.
And there's a ground ball, finds its way over to right field. Cowden comes in to score. Here comes Jack Burden laying out there at the plate. A pair of runners will come in to score. Here comes another runner to the plate and tagged out.
And a move that maybe got a little too excited there for the Saints. A big hit by Jackson Cobb. The single that he stretches into the extra base after the throw coming home. And they shouldn't have got greedy with it. After they saw Cobb going for second, Castillo, we understand he has a lot of speed, but you don't want to make these outs at home plate, especially when you got the top of the order coming up after. But big on Jackson Cobb to collect 2 more RBIs to his fantastic night.
He's done it again, Tommy. He's been on fire at the end of the regular season, and he's obviously taking that over into the playoffs. Another big hit. This dude continues to drive in runs and heads up base running, like you said, to take second. 6-2 lead now for the Saints. 2 big insurance runs while they go to the bullpen.
Well, Jarrett, they did clear up the bases, but maybe not what they had in mind. They got a pair of runners on. As the 1-0 pitch, back to the top of the order with Connor Bradshaw. 2-0 the count. And here's just another guy that they would love to be able to get involved into this offensive party.
And we continue to see Connor Bradshaw refusing to get a fastball from the pitchers. That's now all 3 pitches this AB were breaking stuff, and last at bat did not see a fastball again. They are on him right now, and they want him to prove that he's got a swing at that pitch.
Right now, Harrison can't throw a strike to him.
Here comes the 3-0, right down the heart of the plate, and here comes a rolling baseball onto the field.
Was that?
Looks like it came from the
Saints
Saints
bullpen.
Bo Willis still trying to warm up Tommy Hannon. It looks like he will be the one with the baseball. In the top of the 9th inning, we'll have the bottom half of the lineup due up. We'll have Holt, Hall, and Stahl as the 3-1, and it's Connor Bradshaw beating him with a walk.
And Connor Bradshaw getting on base any way he can, but again, they're not going to let him burn him any other way. He saw 1 fastball on the 3-0 count, got to take it all the way. Every other curveball not able to be located for Harrison. And this time, Connor Bradshaw gets lucky with the curveballs.
Huge sigh of relief there for Connor Bradshaw. Just everything that he was trying to do went down 3 times with the hat trick. The hat trick via the strikeout, was able to get an RBI in his 3rd trip at the plate. And here is McMurray with a can of corn over to right, and that will end the threat. We've seen quite the chaos here in this inning. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. It is now 6-2 in favor of your Arroyo Seco Saints as you're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network, the CCL State Championships. Last 3 outs here for the Lincoln Potters, and that will be it for Tommy Steyer as he goes from one Tommy to another, and it's all up to Tommy Hannon to close this one down. And the first pitch, and it's a rocket shot over to left.
Yeah, barely gave you a chance to speak there, Alex. Hannon coming in, getting the 7, 8, 9 guys now with a 4-run lead, but first pitch single here from Holt is second hit of the game.
And it's not time to panic yet. You know, we've seen Tommy Hannon. He struggled a little bit in his last time out, but it was his first start. He was going against the playoff team, the San Luis Obispo Blues. Got a little bit roughed up, but wasn't able to go as long as he would like. But out of the bullpen this year, his ERA, 0.000. Whenever he comes out of the pen, he has been really on top of his game. And you know what? He hasn't been perfect his whole time. He's had some adversity, and he's got some right away here.
Well, and he's another one of those guys that will find himself in trouble. He does allow a hit or two occasionally, but he gets out of it. He doesn't let it turn into a huge inning, kind of like Tommy Steyer. And that's what you see this first hit with Tommy Hannon on the mound. No reason to panic, like you said. 4-run lead. Hannon only needs 3 outs.
Tommy Hannon, winning record of 1-0 on 18 innings of work. 13 hits allowed, 7 runs, 3 of them earned with 27 Ks on 11 walks with a 1.50 ERA. This was a guy that was definitely going to be a huge part in this postseason run. As Tommy Hannon, 6'1" frame on the mound. The freshman weighing in at 185 from UC Berkeley.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that the Saints are going to need his best stuff. He's going to be have to be at the top of his game for the Saints to win a championship. And if he can get a clean inning here, get him that first win, and send the Saints to the semifinals.
The winner of this one, the Saints, will play against the San Luis Obispo Blues. If the Potters manage to come from behind, they will be the ones that will play against the San Luis Obispo Blues. And what an offensive day it was for the Blues. 11-2 against Conejo Oaks in that 10 a.m. game. 12-7 against the number 1 seed Healdsburg Prune Packers at the 2:30 first pitch time.
Yeah, and fans don't agree with that strike call, but Tommy Hannon will take it as it's a long walk to the batter's box for Quentin Hall. But this was Tommy's problem when he did start against San Luis Blues, was throwing strikes. He had 5 walks in an inning in a third. So as long as he's throwing strikes, he usually has his stuff. Maybe gets a little help from the umpire there. See if he can take advantage of it with the count full.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner over at first in the form of Mason Holt. Has a 3-2 pitch, sit down, and another one bites the dust.
And you know what? He's got a nickname around the pen, too. M.I. Tommy. This guy, a graduate from MIT already. Computer science. Now going on to UC Berkeley. Obviously in the classroom, on top of his game. And now, after getting a little bit of help from the umpire, ball doesn't lie. Gets it right back. First out after giving up the leadoff single.
Blowing the fastball by Quentin Hall.
The Lincoln Potters now will work with their last 2 outs. It's Drew Stahl, and on deck is Trevor Haskins. And he gets the called strike there, 0-1.
Fans here for the Lincoln Potters getting really chirpy with the umpire.
And that's going to happen anywhere. In a tense situation like this, everyone's competitive. Want to see something going. Has there been stuff that humans make mistakes on? Maybe. Didn't miss the obvious one like that one right there, but we've had games where there's moments all the time, and you can't judge it based off of the guys who are officiating. You got to reflect on yourself and see what you can do better so it doesn't come down to those moments.
In the end, it always evens out.
1-1 is waved at and missed. The count in favor of Tommy Hannon, 1-2. To go back to that San Luis Obispo start that Tommy was mentioning, back in July 28th, went an inning and a third, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 walks, and 2 Ks. Very unlike Tommy Hannon in that start. After all, that was a start for him. Usually used to coming out in the later part of the ball games.
a ground ball could end the game here if Hannon can get Stahl to hit one into the dirt, or infield grass, as you may say.
Here comes the 2-2, waved at and missed, and another one bites the dust.
And why get the ground ball to end the game when you have these strikeouts right now that you are coming back to determine? You gave up the leadoff single, gave a lot of momentum to this team, to this crowd, and coming in and just silencing this Lincoln Potters crowd. Job is not done yet, but if he's got that fastball on like he has the last two guys, this could be a quick at-bat for Stahl.
And now he gets Haskins, who's 0 for 4.
Off of the plate, 1-0. So it was Mason Holtz who led off with a single to left. Now it comes down to the final 2 strikes of the Potters, 1-1. Six to 2, the Arroyo Seco Saints with a 4-run lead. Haven't looked back since. Victor of this one will play against the San Luis Obispo Blues tomorrow night. The Saints very much looking to play all the night games as the 2-1 is cut at and missed, and the Potters down to the final strike.
And now just one more pitch separates Tommy Hannon and him helping lead this team to the semifinals.
Hannon with the 2-2, there goes the runner, and all attention to the hitter Trevor Haskins.
And this is where the 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th come in huge, as the tying run would have been at the plate in these last 3 hitters if it was still a 4-2 game. And now you don't have to worry about that runner on second, and Hannon can just focus on his hitter with a full count.
Here comes the 3-2, waved at and missed, and another one bites the dust, and you could put a W on the board for the Arroyo Seco Saints. They seal the win, and they will play tomorrow night against the San Luis Obispo Blues in the semifinals in the CCL State Championship. It's going to be a good one, folks. It's going to be a duel of the SoCal, where the true superpowers of the CCL lies here. Boys, let's first start off with Tommy Steyer dominating this ball game. Final stat lines for him: 8 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 passport, 6 base hits, and 2 earned runs in the ninth. Easily, this guy is the winning pitcher. If it's not Matt Sox, who had the most dominant start of the day, Tommy Steyer is going to be the next guy in line. You know what? I got to hand it over to Jared. I know you've got some things to say about this. Thoughts on this ball game?
Well, it's not easy. Yeah, the Saints were the home team, but this crowd filled up with Lincoln Potters fans, and you can hear them. They were loud. They were into it. And for obviously, if you're the Saints, you want no one to face that crowd but Tommy Steyer. But I'm so impressed with, he lets up a solo home run to lead off 2 separate innings, and the crowd is buzzing. The crowd is loud. And what's he do? Immediately shuts him down. Immediately quiets him down. He gets in a rough patch in the 8th. Aaron Milam, you know, is crossing his mind multiple times in that 8th inning. After the first 2 singles, do I take him out? After the last single, do I take him out? And he elected to keep Steyer in there, trusting his pitcher, trusting his young guy, and he gets him out of it and gets out of the jam. Steyer was phenomenal. Didn't have as many strikeouts as maybe he had in the regular season, but was phenomenal tonight, and a big reason why the Saints are going to the semifinals.
And right now, it's a great day to be Tommy right now. Not just me on the broadcast side to watch this great game, but Tommy Steyer, like you said, phenomenal performance. Needs no analysis. Watching it, the eye test, you saw it. He passed it. All the boxes checked today for Steyer. A couple of missed pitches, 2 pitches, and he's away from a shutout this game. 2 solo shots, not something you're going to beat yourself up about. Remaining composed throughout the entire game as well. It was phenomenal to watch from him. And not only Tommy Steyer getting it done, but Tommy Hannon coming in. And after a real rough outing in which we saw his command was all over the place in San Luis Obispo, he gives up the leadoff single and gets this Potters crowd really excited for maybe some rally that they can have in the 9th inning. and then just turns it up a notch. Not sure if he has it on his elbow, under his belt loop, but wherever it was, he flipped a switch. The fastball was electric, and it was zipping past those last 3 hitters.
It is definitely a good day to have the name of Tommy, just like Tommy Wartz mentioned it. Even himself having himself a good night, jumping on the Lincoln Potters broadcast early on. And one thing we didn't even mention, Hannon struck out the side to finish up the ball game, kept the Potters very quiet. And quick breakdown of this one, it was 6 runs in total for the Saints, 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and a total of 9 runners left on base. And as for the Potters, they had 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left on base. They got a run scored in the 4th, a run scored in the 5th via the long ball, and both of them the only mistakes that Tommy Steyer committed there. A run was scored by the Saints in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th spot, and that was the difference maker of the game, keeping the Lincoln Potters in their rear view mirrors. And the dagger came in the bottom of the 8th inning with scoring a pair of runs on to make it 6-2, enough for the Saints to win it right there. The Lincoln Potters will be facing off against the Conejo Oaks tomorrow. Final live for both of these teams, it will be 10 a.m. tomorrow. Then the very next game on game 2, it's going to be a 2:30 game, pardon me. It'll be the Prune Packers that'll be waiting for the victor on that one. There will be someone that's going to be playing a doubleheader, and of course, your Arroyo Seco Saints tomorrow playing against the San Luis Obispo Blues at 7 o'clock. We will definitely have the coverage for you guys here on the Arroyo Seco Saints radio network. Boys, final thoughts to close down the night.
As great of a day as it was to be a Saint, what a day for the Southern California, the CCL South Division. SoCal Baseball came up to play today. The number 1 seed, 43-5 on the season. The Healdsburg Prune Packers being upset by the San Luis Obispo Blues just a few hours before this game. And then the Arroyo Seco Saints get it done, take down the Lincoln Potters in virtually dominant fashion on the mound.
Yeah, this is the Saints team we've seen all summer, not the Saints team from the past week who have maybe struggled. They were a little slow going into the playoffs. This was a Saints win. Getting out to an early lead, losing that, but right when they lose it, quickly erasing that lead, getting 3 runs in that 5th inning, immediately giving them the lead, and Steyer took over from there. Hannon closed it out. It was a beautiful night, beautiful day of baseball, we said, with an exclamation point at the end with the Saints' victory. We'll see if they can do it again tomorrow.
And we'll definitely have the coverage for you guys. We've got a full day of baseball for you guys tomorrow, but if you guys just want to know about the Saints tomorrow, 7 o'clock first pitch time here in McBean Stadium. The Saints against the San Luis Obispo Blues. I am Alex Nabeca, and alongside of me was Jarrett Thompson and Tommy Wartz. Thank you so much for tuning into this one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, folks, and we thank you all so much for tuning into this one. It's always a pleasure to be a part of every broadcast, wherever you guys may be, and it's a pleasure to have the coverage for you guys wherever your Arroyo Seco Saints are. But that's all the time we have left. Thank you so much for tuning into this one. And once again, your Arroyo Seco Saints will play tomorrow night. Have a good one, everybody.